now or go to carsforkids.org.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle. But now I see the world perfectly, near and far, without any glasses, thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
If your heating and cooling system isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Enjoy better performance, improved indoor air quality, and energy savings with a new Bryant heating and cooling system. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, incentives, and 0% financing on select Bryant systems. For quick fixes or entirely new heating and cooling systems, Bryant will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Visit BryantColorado.com to find a local Bryant dealer today. Bryant, whatever it takes.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Monday, March 16th, on what is low-key a beautiful day in Denver, Colorado. What up, Phil?
Woo! It's a beautiful day, even though there's still some snow on the ground. All right.
For another hot second. I mean, that
Yeah,
sun
you're
is
right.
pounding
You're
on
right.
the snow right
Blue
now.
skies. All right, no wind. You can't complain. I can't complain. Z, why you all dressed up, man? Hair slick back. Are you just happy to see me today?
No, I'm not. Well, I am happy to see you.
all right.
I'm happy to see you. That's not why I
You're
ran
all
a comb
slick
through my
back.
hair. I mean, goodness gracious, guy runs a comb through his hair. It's like, what's going on with this guy?
Yeah, usually you come in with gym shorts and a t-shirt on.
Man,
though.
I used to. I really used to. In like the first half of my time here in Denver, I did not care how I came in, and that was like the culture of radio for a very long time. Forever, for decades. And then they started putting us on camera. I got to be in my late 30s. There was a couple times where I'd look like a total slob, and like a client would come here, and I'd be like, I don't like the way I look right now, you know? I'd be wearing slides and gym shorts, and I still reserve the right to do that. We had a snowstorm a couple weeks or last week. I came in just sweats and stuff.
Very, very rarely are you going to be looking like a slob. Usually you're well put together, even during camp when it was hot out there. 90 degrees during football camp. Z, you were buttoned up. Khakis on, long khaki jeans on, and a button up.
It's not true, but I did try to look respectable because
Yeah,
I was
you
going to
did.
being in these press conferences and all that. But no, after the game, after our show, really just at the tail end of it, I am racing over to DU to call really awesome top 25 lacrosse matchup. DU hosting Syracuse, hosted by and coached by the legendary Gary Gate, who is like a Hall of Famer's Hall of Famer. Cuse is always top 25. Yep. They're top 10 right now. So it should be a really, really interesting Monday night at Peter Barton Stadium. I'll be on the play-by-play call for it, Phil.
4 hours of radio and then another 4 or 5 hours of
Not that long. Not that long.
What's usually, is it 3?
Yeah, it can go. It can be around
Okay.
3. You know, especially if you're doing like pregame, you're doing the halftime, you're doing the postgame. So
Right.
it just depends.
Here we go, 7 hours.
It depends.
7 hours of talking.
We'll go with 7. But yeah, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day. How you doing?
I'm great, man. I'm great. We get to do this show. All right, we have a job. We have something to do. The Denver Broncos, although there's not a lot of noise going on, there's always something to talk about with the Denver Broncos. The Nuggets and what just went down with them and a gotta have it game. And then, of course, the Avs getting their ass handed to them. It's like, what are you doing? There's so much to talk about, Z.
There's a lot to get to, man. A lot to get to. Moves are happening left and right in the NFL. Angst still kind of existing, if not growing, depending on the fan. We were hoping that when we left here on Friday that there was going to be some sort of trade or a free agent addition made. I mean, it was over 48 hours ago, and we have nothing. And there's just still nothing. There's moves happening around the league. Jets trade Justin Fields to Kansas City. Justin Fields could be starting the season for the Chiefs in exchange for a 6th-round pick and some retained salary. Jets are going to pay like $7 of the $10 million. Russell Wilson was actually rumored to be a potential fit in Kansas City. That would have been something. And maybe it still is. I don't know how that whole thing's going to shake out. The Eagles and tight end Dallas Goedert, they reached an agreement, 1 year, $7 million contract. I know that was a hope of some here around Broncos country. You have someone like the Giants signing Darnell Mooney, wide receiver, to a 1 year, $10 million deal. And things just sort of, it's the stand pat Broncos, just standing pat, not lifting a finger.
You know what, Z? As time goes on, and it's like, what are you doing? I start to think a little bit more and more about what George and Sean are doing. And what they're doing is just fine because in their heads, they have everybody. In their heads, they're like, if this unit could stick together with the 9 draft picks, because we have 9. We have 9 draft picks this year.
Most since 21.
See, woo-wee. Then we can have this unit ready by game 1. We're not going to have to kind of, it's a slowly build season, and by week 3, like you're starting to kind of get yourself going. No, you're hitting the ground running now because guess what? The whole crew is back together. That means during camp, you know what to expect. You know what Sean wants done. You know all the plays. Now you're going to have to learn a couple more because Davis Webb is calling those plays. But you look to the left and right of you and you have familiar faces all around. You're comfortable. These young bucks like Troy Franklin and Pat Bryant, they have room to continue to grow. So now they're out there still competing, but know in the back of their head that they have different pressure put on them. Because now you guys have to go out there and be the best version of yourself. You have to go out there, Troy Franklin, and be better than you were last year. That's a lot of pressure to put on a young guy saying that we trust you this much, that we're not making any moves at the receiver position if this is the case. And then you have Bo that's coming back for year 3. That's like, hey, all my guys are back. When I call this play, they're going to know this play. I can trust this offensive line. So, like, there is something about a team that sticks together. That's what college used to be all about. When you had a college team that was together for 2 or 3 years, usually they go and they have a great season. That's what happened to us in 2016.
Sure.
Right? We took our ass whoopings the first 2 years. Year 3 for us, we all stuck together. Nobody hit the transfer portal, but we also didn't have money. And we were able to win and go to the Pac-12 championship. We won 10 games because the unit around us were all familiar faces that understood what they needed to do, understood that we needed to stay together, and they knew the standard.
Well, you know, I know that there's value in that. There's value, the familiarity, the chemistry, the same system. Like it's sort of just continues like in a uniform way. But Sean Payton would also caution us and has for years saying, you don't start off where you finish. You take all the pieces to the game board and turn it over. Now, it does seem like they're going to use the same game board pieces year over year.
Exactly.
I mean, this is incredibly unique. I still cannot bring myself to the thought that this is it. All right, I just can't do it. I do still think something is coming. Maybe I'll look like a fool for continuing to say this, but I'll say this as well, Phil. It's like if you're the Broncos, and if like the logo could talk to you, right? And they say, hey, do you believe if Bo Nix was healthy, we would have been playing in the Super Bowl? And if the answer to that question is yes, then they may believe they're on good footing to like, okay, so if the answer to that question is yes, and we're already in the Final Four, and if we had our quarterback, we would be playing in the Super Bowl, why would we then turn around and overreact in free agency? And so maybe I'm trying to rationalize it in my own head why they haven't done anything, but I do think conversations like this are at least rooted in some logic.
Well, and then also, we still have players that we drafted last year that didn't play a lot. Q Robinson in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Like, now you want to see what these guys can do in year 2, where they were able to brew up under someone like, for Q Robinson, it was John Franklin Myers.
Sure.
So now it's like, it's your turn to go out there. We're paying you still. All right, you're our vision. That's why we drafted you in the 3rd round. So now it's time for you to go out there and show and prove us right in everybody that, hey, I can be a Denver Bronco for a very long time. Jahdae Barron's another one. You sat there behind Jaquan McMillan and Riley Moss. Now it's your time and your turn to step up and be this 1st-round draft pick, the vision that Sean and George had for you. So I think not having these free agents come into the building is helping these young guys have the ability to grow and to get their chance. Because if you bring a guy in, let's just say at the receiver position, you're pushing somebody down, right? You're stunting their growth. Who is it? Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin? And I think that they're trying to stay away from that as of right now.
Well, we'll keep tabs on that because we know they had some interest.
And they have.
Like they were interested in Romeo Doubs. They were interested in Travis Etienne. They may be interested in Stephon Diggs for a 2nd straight year with his, pending his legal issues. Maybe it's A.J. Brown. The A.J. Brown one, we have to keep this in mind. And I have to get this thought out of my head. Man, it's a massive, massive, massive difference financially if the Eagles move him before June 1st. If they do it after June 1st, the money that they're on the hook for with his salary and his dead money, it's a huge change. So if you're like you are, and like I know there's other members of Broncos country that want A.J. Brown, you have to be a little bit patient to when it makes more sense financially for Philly. So just keep that in your back pocket as well. Okay, we'll circle back to the Broncos at the top of the hour. I have a thought I want to get out of my head rather, or really even before that. But the Nuggets did. You alluded to it, man. They dropped a massive game on Saturday in dramatic fashion. Now what? That's next.
Is there still a mystery ingredient that could hold the Broncos offense back?
Whatever grade or level you had this Broncos offense at last year, do you honestly believe that they're going to make this huge, significant leap and they missed out on that chance because they didn't sign Kenneth Walker or Travis Etienne or Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle, or any of these guys? You really believe that this is what's going to hold them back?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that's the case, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, this is where it's going to all begin. Close your eyes and imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret to the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone. where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Drew Brees here. Whether you're on the field or on the road, having the right team on your side makes all the difference. I learned that the hard way. On the field, you don't go anywhere without a solid O-line. And when your car breaks down, you want that same kind of protection. That's why I trust CarShield. Their protection plans help you tackle expensive repairs so that you're not blindsided.
Visit carshield.com now and join the team that's helped millions of drivers save. Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at carshield.com.
SodaWeightLoss.com is state-of-the-art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA, online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state-of-the-art.
During Lowe's Pro Savings Days, the job works in your favor. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members buy more and save more on materials they rely on every day. Get up to 25% off select molding when you spend $1,000 or more, and up to 25% off Pergo Evercraft laminate flooring. Put Pro Savings Days to work for you. Members get more at Lowe's. Valid through 3/27. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit the Pro Desk or Lowes.com/terms for more details. Subject to change.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Buy one window and get one 50% off through March 31st. And mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
303 Law 4040. Want to share one of the best compliments we've ever received. Had a listener call in to 303 Law 4040. His name was Peter. His wife was viciously attacked in a dog bite incident. So we set up a time to have him come in, and I met with him at length while his wife was recovering at the hospital. A couple days later, my wife recognized the number. She had spoken to Peter before. So when the phone call came in, she said, Peter! It was actually Peter's wife. She said, how did you know? She said, well, we love our clients. She was just surprised that we recognized the number. We had her come in, we met with her, and she says, you know, I feel like we're your only clients. It's really awesome. We're not your only clients, are we? No, they're not our only clients, but what a compliment that our clients feel valued and that we treat them with such a high level of service. If you ever need us, that's the type of service you will get too. It's Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use, so the weather never takes you by surprise. Download the free WeatherBug app today.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Syracuse with pregame starting at 5:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The Denver Nuggets dropped a biggie. Let's not
sugarcoat.
Figure out different ways to slice it. I mean, we hyped up the game for 2-3 days ahead of Nuggets Lakers. A game and a half separated them, a half game separated them in the standings, and that's how logjam the 3 seed and the 6 seed were heading into Saturday. And, man, there's so much to talk about with this game. But it was ultimately, at the end of the day, man, it was another heartbreaker in overtime. 127-125. In a game that was defined once again in the clutch.
There you go.
This team, the Denver Nuggets, had an 8-point lead with 5 minutes left and ultimately lost in overtime in what could prove to be a deciding game standings-wise, as because now you're basically you're 2 games back. That's how you have to look at it. Even though in the standings says a game and a half, because you lost, they have the tiebreaker. You only played the Lakers 3 times this year. You're 1-2. So should they end up even with LA, which they absolutely could, you're going to get knocked down a peg.
Well, and to me, I'm watching the game, and it was a slow start for the Nuggets, and it's like, okay, man, like what are we going to get out of them today?
Yep, and a hot start for LA.
Exactly. LA came in with the mindset of we're winning this game, and when we let one slip last time, it's not going to happen here at home. And so the Nuggets, yet again, just like against the Spurs, they had to kind of get back into groove, get back into a rhythm, and then they started to play. And once they started to play, they started to feel themselves. And I'm like, okay, like they're getting ready to do what they did to the Spurs. They're getting ready to take off. All right, you're up by 8, but you don't put them to rest. You don't find a way to have a couple big-time shots, play a little bit more defense, right? More effort when it comes to defense. And I know it's hard. I know when you got Luka. I know when you got Reeves shooting and they're making their shots too. They're getting paid a lot of money to make those shots. It just sucks that the Nuggets let this one slip. And then you get into the clutch time situations yet again for the Denver Nuggets, and they do not come through.
Well, man, it's, the theme kind of continues, and although it was encouraging to see a clutch win over San Antonio on Thursday night, we know it didn't come without Wemby, right? and I know AG didn't play on Thursday night, so that deserves to get mentioned as well. But it's a lot of the same theme just continuing, Phil. It's a lot of the same theme. And you look at it's a 2-point loss in overtime on Saturday. It's a 3-point loss on Monday at Oklahoma City, right, when they're missing 4 of their guys. It's an overtime loss against the Thunder at the end of February. It's tough. It's tough. I still believe. Okay, I still believe. All right, they can still do this. I believe there's just enough time and just enough runway. We're hearing whispers Payton Watson could be back tomorrow night.
I saw a video today, actually. He was doing some 3-on-3 ball. 3-on-3 ball. He was moving around actually really, really good. He's shooting some 3-point shots, getting some rebounds. And that was just from the video that I was watching.
Sure.
So he's coming back here soon.
I think there's just enough runway for this group to figure it out and try to go win a championship. Just enough.
So what is it about the Nuggets that they need to figure out? Because, let's face it, if Jamal is Jamal Murray of what he has been doing lately, you beat the Lakers. But because Jamal was not himself and he got into foul trouble.
Phil, even if he was a C- version of himself on Saturday night, the Denver Nuggets win. That was the worst game I've ever seen him play. And I'm being literal. I've watched Jamal Murray for a decade here in Denver and followed his entire career from his very first game in Lexington, which I called for Albany, as fate would have it. That was the worst basketball game I've ever seen him play because the court's cut in half. And on one end of the court, he was 1 for 14 and couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. And then on the other half of the court, man, they went at him. And it was like, okay, he's the mark tonight. That's how it was from the Lakers' perspective. He's the mark. And I do not think it's an accident that he shot so poorly offensively. And maybe something's wrong with his shoulder if you see he had it taped up and it's like switch things at halftime, put like an undershirt on or whatever. So I don't know if
something's messing with him.
Maybe that can be looked at as an excuse. But when they started targeting him as much as they were defensively, and you are forced to be in these one-on-one actions and the Lakers were switching everything, man, not good. Not good.
Well, and that's good on
not
JJ.
Good.
That's good on JJ Redick, the head coach over there for the Lakers, of adjusting. Saying, like you said, that's our mark tonight. He's not playing well. He is not in the right headspace. Let's go after him. And then, of course, when you have Luka doing what he's doing, Austin Reeves, very smart player. Very smart player. It's just like, come on, guys. And the thing, Z, that irritates me the most was you knew that Reeves was going to try to miss that shot. Why wouldn't you not try to box out or be more smart in the sense of, dude, you have to box out the guy that's shooting the ball. He ends up getting his own rebound. Spencer Jones has to defend it, and Mr. Jones just has bad luck right now. SGA, Reeves on that shot, and then Luke at the end there. But, like, why? Why not try to adjust to that shot, Z? Or am I seeing it wrong?
So, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It's crazy. My wife, we're watching the game, and in the moment, she's like, why don't they have someone else down low to rebound? Well, here's what you need to know. One, you can't have 4 guys on the free throw line. You can in middle school and high school. You can't do that in the NBA. So you have to figure out which side are you putting 2 of your players. The argument, yes, should be the third rebounder that can be on the line should have been on the side of DeAndre Ayton, who honestly, Jokic typically kills that guy. Man, that guy was way more effective on Saturday night, especially the longer the game went. In overtime, he was actually a bit of a problem for Nikola, which I'm unaccustomed to seeing. But I agree with you. The third rebounder, you can only have 3, should have been on the other side of Ayton because that was a play that they ran. J.J. Redick talked about it after the game. It was the intentional miss, and it almost never works out that way. I can't believe it worked out that way. But if you see DeAndre Ayton on the rebound, his only goal, he was barely like boxing out lower. He was trying to push Jokic underneath the hoop to let Reeves come behind him and freaking rebound the ball. Reeves puts it perfectly off the rim, and then you got to make the shot. It was just a confluence of horrible circumstance, horrible. But it's always, we talk about this with officiating, and there's also room to talk about officiating here because they had a bad call that the league has also admitted in their 2-minute report. But like, I thought the biggest play of the game, Aaron Gordon gets stripped by Marcus Smart in the open court.
Yeah.
If that never happens with AG bringing the ball, if that never happens, I think the rest of this conversation is irrelevant. Nuggets win. There was a 50-50 ball, 2 of them actually, but one of them in the closing minutes between Christian Brown and LeBron James. And you let the 41-year-old beat you to that ball?
LeBron, man, on the ground.
Dude, I thought LeBron was really effective the other night. In big chunks of that game, he's still impactful. And I don't know, man. Jamal played his worst game that I've ever seen. We need to have a broader conversation about Christian Brown right now because there's something big picture and like fundamental that is deeply concerning to me. And you want to know what? Let's just do it. We'll scrap our plan.
Let's do the damn thing.
We'll do it next.
Is there still a mystery ingredient that could hold the Broncos offense back?
Whatever grade or level you had this Broncos offense at last year, do you honestly believe that they're going to make this huge, significant leap and they missed out on that chance because they didn't sign Kenneth Walker or Travis Etienne or Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle, or any of these guys? You really believe that this is what's going to hold them back?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Jackson Hewitt will do your taxes for $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So if you're a delivery driver, /handyman, /wedding DJ, you pay only $149 or less. We're talking to you, waitress.
Check, please.
/pet sitter, /influencer. Just $149 or less. Want your refund to work as hard as you? Hurry. Don't wait. File with Jackson Hewitt today. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
You live in Colorado, you love those mountain views. Well, you want to maximize your window space, your glass space, and you could do that with custom windows. WindowNation.com. WindowNation.com, they're there for you with over 1,500 styles and colors to choose from. And in March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles right now at WindowNation.com. You can go out there, get your windows done, and enjoy that beautiful Colorado scenery. It's WindowNation.com. Visit WindowNation.com for your free consultation today.
You know what it takes to win: the preparation, the game plan, the refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
Imagine a world where you can leave the house and take your Wi-Fi speeds with you. Thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy. Just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer game streaming the other game in 4K. Just like that, in the airport, download a cozy family comedy in a snap with Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like the places where you wanted to be? That's the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity, imagine that. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus regular rates of 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of 2/10/26. Taxes, fees, extra after promotion. Regular rates apply.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Score big to save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
When it comes to your home, draft the best in the game. If you're planning a custom build, a full remodel, or adding an ADU, you need a team that executes. Able Builders builds custom homes, minor or major renovations, and accessory dwelling units with precision, communication, and craftsmanship that shows up on game day. Plan, build, deliver. When you're making a big investment, you want experience on your side. And when it's time to choose your builder,
Bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, going into overtime. Like the Nuggets on Saturday night.
Ooh. We're coming out on top, though. We're coming out on top.
Man, oh man, oh man. So obviously Saturday night was frustrating. You know, there's another way to look at it. You know, I saw some of this online that, hey, I'm encouraged. The Nuggets are looking closer. You got the sentiment after the OKC 3-point loss as well. Like, yeah, I know they lost, but I'm starting to see some of the things that were missing throughout the year. And obviously the team, wasn't all together. And that's really the story, I think, of the Nuggets season.
Big part about all this.
Yeah. So there's plenty of meat still left on the bone from Saturday evening. But the one guy, man, and, first of all, before I get a little bit negative, Cam Johnson for a 3rd straight game, man, he's starting to really round into form and look the part of like a 4th option on a championship team.
Confidence. And actually, when you were talking about Christian Brown making those free throws,
yeah,
it was a couple of
yes,
a month ago. You said how hard it is.
Yes, he had to make 2 free throws. Was that in New York? Was that in Madison Square Garden?
Oh, it might have been for CB.
Yes, because they lost to the Knicks. But
yes,
I remember saying even though they lost, the biggest moment was CB making 2 free throws with less than a second left.
Well, I view the same thing for Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson didn't go to the line at all throughout the night. Then he goes to the line at the end there where he holds onto the ball, has to make 2 free throws, and he knocks them both down. I thought after he knocked those 2 down, I was like, okay, the Nuggets are going to win this. All right, Cam Johnson, ice in his veins, doing his part. It didn't transpire like that. They go into overtime, but that's another step for Cam Johnson.
I like that.
All right, some defense, finally scoring. The confidence is there, knocking some free throws down when it matters the most, when you have it all night long. I mean, those are things that I'm looking at as well for Cam Johnson moving forward.
Totally. So for 3 straight games against 3 Western Conference playoff opponents, I thought Cam Johnson was really good. Aaron Gordon. Welcome back, dude. I mean, I thought Aaron Gordon was phenomenal and so clutch on Saturday night despite the loss. Tim Hardaway, I thought was fantastic.
Mr. Consistent, man. He's always there.
Man,
always.
What an addition THJ has been.
But now to turn the coin over, man, I just the Christian Brown season, which has also been disjointed because of some health stuff. But Phil, I don't know if the Denver Nuggets $100 million player is playable in the clutch right now. And I think this is super relevant as we get into the postseason because Christian Brown, and I'm going to pull up his exact stats here on the season because last I checked, it was 27% from three. It's 28% from three.
So I moved up one.
So he is he's really struggling. Last year, it was 40%. He is shooting in the 20s. And there was a moment, and I referenced it in the previous segment, where the ball is on the ground, and LeBron James wanted it at 41 years old more than Christian Brown. And it was a disturbing sight. I'm not going to say quite like Cam Newton in Super Bowl 50 knees wobbling, but like there is no way in hell. Like Christian Brown always wins that battle.
And he's always been physical aggressive, always.
And we're seeing a departure from him defensively. And this is in total on the season, guys, because there's been really bright moments with Christian Brown. But on the season, you're seeing a guy that is scoring 10 points a game, just under 11 really, down from over 15 a year ago.
Yep.
From a 40% three-point shooter to someone who's shooting in the 20s, from someone whose free throw percentage is down 9 points, someone who is such a reluctant shooter right now who plays shooting guard. And you think about the way the Nuggets play just in general down these clutch sequences. It's a two-man game when everyone's healthy. It's a two-man game with Jamal and Jokic, shooters in the corners, and Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would guard Christian Brown. I don't know why. And that changes the entire geometry of the court. And so, like, I'm asking myself, I'm like, holy smokes, like, unless something changes and in a hurry from a confidence and a performance standpoint, is your $125 million player, like, actually going to be playable in playoff games down the stretch? Because right now, my answer is no.
Well, I'll say this. His leash is short. It might be a couple games where they give it a shot because they are going to pay that man over $100 million. But if I'm if I'm David Adelman, I'm not messing around with this. We cannot mess around with Jokic's window as of right now because he's getting older. You have the team that's finally getting healthy. What I would do, Payton Watson, Mr. Watson, you are going to be playing in crunch time minutes.
Sure.
Because of what he has shown before he got hurt. My man was still shooting at a high level from the three-point line. That's Payton Watson we're talking about. So if it's me, it's going to be the four guys that we know, Cam Johnson being one of the four, and then Payton Watson in the crunch time moments, the clutch time moments, until CB can tell us and show us that he's ready to be a part of this team come clutch, right? Have the confidence to take that shot if they're going to leave you open for it because, like you just got done saying, Z, they're going to leave him open if you have to stop Jamal and Jokic.
There's no doubt about it. That is going to happen. He's going to have to prove it. And at 28%, there was actually a moment during the game, shout out anyone who caught this. It's, who was it there? Oh, God, who was LeBron pissed at? It'll come to me in a second, but, like, there was Cam Johnson and it was Cam Johnson. It was someone on his own team. It was Cam Johnson in the corner, and CB on the wing. And
he might have been mad at Reeves.
I think it was Reeves.
Yeah, I think
I actually think it was Reeves because the ball snapped to Christian Brown on the perimeter, and Reeves had a decision to make: am I going out to the ball, or am I actually preventing the ball to go in the corner?
Yes.
Because the guy in the corner, which is an easier shot because it's a shorter shot, right? That's why we call these like threes above the break, where the three-point line breaks into the cylinder or whatever the hell you would want to call it, that oval at the top.
Look at you teaching people right now.
It's a longer three, so the shorter three is from the corner, and the guy who's shooting the shorter three is shooting over 40%, and the guy who's above the break is shooting in the 20s, and Reeves sold out on Christian Brown, who's shooting in the 20s, and CB passed it, one more in the corner to Cam Johnson, doesn't even hit the rim, and LeBron just gets up and is like freaking out and yelling to the coaching staff about Reeves. Anyway, just big picture wise, like this is currently a problem. Defenses are going to sag off Christian Brown in the playoffs and say, I pray that you shoot it. And right now, he looks as reluctant of a shooter as I would be out there.
We're not going to have that problem because Mr. Watson is going to be the one in crunch time situations as of right now. Z, I'm sorry, man. I've seen enough from Mr. Watson and seen enough from CB to say that you're going into these postseasons, you start Payton Watson over Christian Brown.
Well, here's the thing. You're right, but that's an organizational problem. Because with the information that you had at the time, you put your chips on Christian Brown, who hasn't been the same scorer, who hasn't been as effective, who doesn't look explosive, who doesn't look like he's capable of knocking down a three, let alone a big one in the playoffs. And the guy who you said no thank you to extension-wise, he's the one averaging 15 points this year. So I just don't like the dynamics here.
One more thing. I like me some Spencer Jones. But why does it seem like my man continues to get set up for failure at the end of games going against some of the top dogs? Luka at the end of the game, Spencer Jones is on him, tries to have a contested shot. Luka's shot goes in. SGA, not too long ago, has the game-winning shot on Spencer Jones.
Yeah.
Why is Spencer Jones put in those predicaments?
Because right now, the coaching staff thinks he's your best option to get the stop, which is also problematic and should give you pause because that guy you lucked into. He's on a two-way contract.
Yes.
And the other guy you're going to pay $125 million, you don't want him in that spot right now. Look, the sky's not falling. And I'm going to reiterate what I said last week. I think the Nuggets are going to go on a run right now. 14 games left in the season. 10 of the 14 are at home. I think they're going to finish the season strong. Do they have championship-level basketball in them? Time is going to tell. I'm still holding out hope, but it took a hit.
To find out.
Yeah, it took a hit over the weekend. Okay, something unusual by NFL standards happened with the Broncos last year, and it may just happen again. That's next.
Tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K Bracket Challenge, presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it, but don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
When it's cold, the last thing you want is your home's heater to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Just call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com. Don't forget, we're
always on time or you don't pay your time. Always on time or you don't pay your time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
Colorado! Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades, over 50 years in some areas, and that means a higher wildfire risk. Now's the time to protect your home. 5280 Exteriors installs fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. Choose James Hardy Siding, Timber Tech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows. Plus, get 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Waterloo Turf Denver. Get your Saturdays back.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Syracuse with pregame starting at 5:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you. I said going into the previous break that something unusual by NFL standards happened with the Broncos last year, and it just may happen again. It could. All right, I want to have the conversation and really evaluate this Broncos roster given the information that we currently have about that roster. Before we do that, guys, tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K bracket challenge presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Go ahead and prove it. But don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Have you filled out a bracket yet, Phil?
Man, I need to. Actually, we need to print some out. Print some out and let's fill them out so we can have a little competition here.
Yeah, I'm going to do mine probably tomorrow. If Dante, you fill out a bracket yet?
There you go.
He's got it.
Who's doing it all show?
Do you have a champion?
I do.
Is it Arizona?
It is not Arizona.
Is it Michigan?
It is Michigan.
Okay.
Right,
I got a future on them. I took them back in November, which, I mean, that's not a hot take. They were really good back then, too.
Yes, I did the same thing. I got 4-1. What do you got, man?
I think I have 3.5 to 1.
Okay. Yeah, they were obliterating people.
Yeah, they were incredible. So
my fear is that they peaked too early, to be honest with you, because the team here that I'm watching recently doesn't look as dominant. But that being said, go fill out those brackets. Cost you nothing, and the upside is $5,000. And who doesn't love to fill out a bracket? It's fun. Okay. Phil, something unusual by NFL standards happened with the Broncos last year. There is a scenario where it could happen again. So last year, the Broncos' first-round draft pick didn't start. All right. Pretty unusual, you would say, right? In your NFL experience?
Oh, yeah. Usually the first-round draft pick, his ass is going to be on that football field. He's getting paid a lot of money. Even though he's a rookie, he's still being paid a lot of money. Your vision for him is to play and to make a major impact right away. That's why he's in the first round. And yet, for the Denver Broncos, they decided to keep Jahdae Barron, the Crystal, by the way, sitting down watching Jaquan McMillan and Riley Moss.
Which was the right move.
Yes.
Like once it was time to make those decisions, was it the right move on draft night to double down at corner? I don't know. Time will tell.
Well, we wanted a running back. Well, I know I wanted one.
Sure.
Hampton was sitting right there. We could have took him if we want. Maybe even another defensive tackle you could have picked up. But they went cornerback. They went cornerback / nickel, which was very interesting.
And by the way, how that resolves itself this year, I have no idea. I have no idea how that is going to go.
Z, maybe that's why something is brewing. Maybe there's a trade coming with Riley Moss or Jaquan McMillan, because I don't know what's going to happen either. You got Pat Surtain. We know he is locked. Riley Moss did a good job this year. Let's face it, guys. As much as people want to hate on him because my man wants to wear the sleeves, he did a good job. Now, does he need to improve? Does he need to correct some fundamental things? Of course, but they're still young. Riley is still young. But then you have Jaquan McMillan. All right, the McMillanster, the guy that knows how to do whatever you want him to do, he can do at a high level, making plays against Josh Allen. And you get him for cheap, too, because you put him on a tender. So he's making $5 million, when in reality, if he hits the market, he's probably making $25-30 million for probably 3 years. So what do you do with that? Are you going to run it back and have Jaquan McMillan sitting there? Or are you going to, vice versa, put Jahdae Barron in a situation where he's a starter? There's a lot of drama coming on that defensive side with those two.
Yeah, it's going to be a fascinating summer. Like, what's their approach? What's the team's approach? I have no idea. I can't wait to watch that unfold. That's just a couple months, dude. I mean, it's already mid-March. After March comes April. That's the draft. Then you're like, 3 months out from training camp. So it's going to come quicker than you think. So my thought process here is that, okay, you drafted a first-round corner because you just could not pass up that kind of talent. But that guy doesn't start because the room is so crowded, all right? And I got to thinking of this because, Andrew Mason did a way too early preview of the Broncos depth chart. And it's interesting because I'm looking at these different positional groups, and this is why I wanted to have the conversation. Like, what is the pathway for a drafted first-round player in next month's draft, which I think is just about a month away? The draft is normally mid-April. I'll get the official date on it here in just a second, but we're almost exactly a month out. It was April 25th? Okay. It's a little bit later then for this year, D? Yeah. Okay, so we're a little over, so call it 5 weeks away or whatever.
It's coming.
It's coming. It'll be here before you know it. What is the pathway, or the more grooved pathway, for a rookie to start who's the 30th overall pick, not the second overall pick, to start for a 14-3 team that just brought back so much of their roster?
So when you mean start those, it's right off the bat, right?
Right off the bat.
Okay, all right, because, there's times where you'll have rookies that won't start, but by week 5-6, they're starting. And it was just kind of that growth period, or the ramp-up period, they like to call it, for a young guy, where they have to earn their stripes before they just put it out there and give them the keys to be able to start in the game.
Is there someone that you're thinking of when you say that? Because actually PS2 didn't start his first game, but by week 2 he was in there.
For sure. Usually your first-rounders do start. So it's hard to – I would have to go back and see. A lot of times, for example, let's go with old Shake and Bake, Baker Mayfield. All right, they didn't let Baker start. It was Tyrod Taylor to start with the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
And then, the fans flipped on Tyrod, and they wanted to see Baker Mayfield. But they forced Baker to be in the competition, told him that he lost the competition, and then started him, I want to say, 2 or 3 games later?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So it can be a slower burn. The Jahdae Barron one that is unusual. That level of snap count for a first-round corner, that was unusual. So obviously they're not going to draft a quarterback at number 30, right? So there's going to be no quarterback other than Bo Nix starting, all right, barring health. Knock on wood.
That's our Bo.
Could a rookie start potentially on the offensive line?
No. this room, this unit is put together, and they already have depth at Palczewski. They paid Palczewski so he can play guard and tackle. You bring back Ben Powers, you restructure his deal because you want to keep the band together. From left tackle to right tackle, all right, everybody is back for another year. You have to love that if you're Broncos country. You have to love that if you're Bo Nix or a running back, because you have an offensive line that did a great job last year. Now, they weren't all just top one, but they did a hell of a job as a unit. And they're back again. If they can stay healthy, they're going to make some noise, especially because you have JK who's coming back, who had a good year before he got hurt. So the band is back together. You're feeling good. You're feeling comfortable. You know that you can trust, if you're Bo Nix, you can trust that offensive line. Z, there is not going to be a rookie coming in and playing and starting over one of these guys that have been here.
You're not going to get big pushback from me. Each of those guys is solidified. That being said...
Oh, here we go. What's going on?
That being said, it is not crazy to think that the Broncos couldn't draft an offensive lineman at the 30th pick and have him, as you say, brew for a year behind someone like Mike McGlinchey, because this is a group that's getting older. Yep. I mean, you look at Garrett Bowles, like, could there be a succession plan at left tackle? Now, maybe they think it's Paucho, but Bowles is going to turn 34 here this spring. He is no spring chicken. So you may want to invest at the position that we know Sean Payton really, really values. If they do that, it would be for a second consecutive year that the first rounder doesn't really play a lot.
Well, how would you feel about it? Like, hey, you're spending another first-round pick on a guy that's probably, especially if you draft a offensive lineman, he will not play this year unless something happens to one of the linemen like Bowles or McGlinchey. But if something happens to Bowles or McGlinchey, my guessing is they're going to just place in Palczewski, who they paid a little contract to for 2 years. So you're going to have this first-round draft pick that's literally going to sit there and watch with a clipboard, because it's the offensive line position. You don't like to make those changes.
Yeah, you're not rotating people in and out. You're not like sending in a additional corner and you're going dime quarters, whatever.
Anyway, double big.
No. Although once in a while they do bring in an additional offensive lineman, but you don't use a first round pick for that. It doesn't sound crazy to me. It doesn't sound psychotic to me, given how important I believe the offensive line is and how important George Payton and Sean Payton view it. But if it went that way, the rookie would not start. I think it's unlikely.
All right.
Could a rookie start over J.K. Dobbins?
Oh, this is a good one. This is a great one, because this right here, this position, all right, there's been first-round draft picks. There's been undrafted free agent running backs like myself, all right, that have been able to go for 1,000 yards. So if anybody is going to do it, it would be that position that can come in and start fast right off the bat. With that being said, you just paid J.K. Dobbins $20 million, 8 guaranteed. You're bringing in this other guy to help relieve J.K. at times, to keep him healthy and to help R.J. Harvey out. So I'm going to say no, not at this position. I believe that this position's locked. Now, if you do draft a running back in the first round, this is where maybe 4 or 5 games go by in the running back, the first round running back starts to look good, you can replace him. That's kind of what happened with me with Royce Freeman. Week 5 came around. Royce gets hurt. I get an opportunity to finally start right when Royce comes back. They say, hey, look, we're going to stick with Phil because he's just more productive as of now. But you can do that with the running back position, because you can let 3 running backs play in a game. Hell, if you want to, you can have all 3 in there at the same time. But 3 running backs can touch the ball throughout a 60-minute football game.
Well, I'll say this. Yes, I think a rookie could start over J.K. Dobbins. I do not think that the signing of Dobbins really signals much of anything outside of they really like J.K. Dobbins and want him back. I don't think it's
You don't think that they're paying him this money just to sit there, though, as
no.
a backup?
No, he's going to play. I mean, he's going to play. But if you love a running back at 30 and you're like, you want to know what? If we were picking 12, we probably wouldn't go this direction, but we also don't want to mess around and wait and roll the dice. We're just taking this guy, and then he starts to show you in the preseason some of the signs that you once upon a time started to show. It's like, I don't know. If a running back's name gets called on draft night at 30, Is J.K. Dobbins taking down his Broncos appreciation post from Friday?
Hell yes.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
like, oh,
too.
this is business now.
All that love for George Payton and Sean Payton's going to go up and smoke real quick.
This is business now.
Well, but I do ultimately agree with you. And if you're just joining us, we're talking about some of these position groups. Like, what is the path or the easiest path, the most grooved path, really, for a first rounder to start? Because I don't think it's many positional groups as someone might think. Traditionally, the first rounder is going to start. Well, maybe not the case here. And I understand what you're saying. Like, he might not start. A first rounder might not start over Dobbins, but over the course of the season kind of overtake the position.
Yes.
Right? And we were just talking about that with Kenyon Sadiq. He got overtaken throughout the year by Jamari Johnson organically, so maybe that could happen here. But I agree. It's very unlikely that a rookie running back would start over Dobbins. Could a rookie start at wide receiver?
Yes. A rookie could start at wide receiver.
I think so too.
Because of just what the receiving position has went through this year. There was a lot of drop balls. There were a lot of opportunities out there missed. All right, for example, Troy Franklin, there was a couple times where he was wide open, drops a ball. Pat Bryant can't stay healthy. Even when they were like, hey, look, in a playoff game, we're going to go to you. We're going to give you 3 passes in a row. And yet you look up after the third pass and Pat Bryant's sitting there laying down because of his head again. If you have a dominant receiver that can come in, can run great routes, has the explosiveness to stretch that football field to pair with Cortland Sutton, oh, he's starting. And Mims, who, let's face it, Sean hasn't been able to get involved in the 3 years he's been here. Mims is just going to be sitting there again. Troy Franklin will get his opportunities because of his speed, and Pat Bryant will because he's reliable on third downs. But yes, the Denver Broncos are still looking for a receiver, obviously, because they've been calling and saying that they're interested in multiple receivers, A.J. Brown being a big name. And I think if there's one in the draft that they really love and they pick in that first round, that man's going to be on the other side of Cortland Sutton. So the receivers right now with Troy Franklin, Pat Bryant, and Marvin Mims, dude, don't act like your position's locked, your spot's locked.
Right.
You're battling for your job. You're battling for that livelihood. So you better come ready to go come camp.
And we know that the Broncos have already expressed interest in different receivers in this free agency period. So if you're already looking to add, but you're not, you don't want to overextend yourself and spending too much, like maybe that's the 30th pick in the draft. And I agree with you. I think there's a very realistic scenario that the Broncos go wide receiver at 30th and that guy is starting. And if I were to venture, and this is a way too early prediction, but if that did happen, I would venture to say that the 3 starting wide receivers would be Cortland Sutton, the drafted player at number 30, and Pat Bryant, not Troy Franklin.
Oh, it's Troy Franklin.
I don't know about that.
I believe it's Troy Franklin because
I disagree.
of one thing: speed. Speed kills at that slot position. No, don't get me wrong. Pat Bryant would play, and he's going to play no matter what because he's smart, he's decisive, and he does have sneaky speed. But Troy Franklin, he took a jump in year 2, and if he takes just another jump, he's going to be that third receiver on that field, not Marvin Mims.
Well, if he takes another jump, Phil, I mean, you could be talking about a potential 1,000-yard guy.
And that's his goal. He's made it clear. He wants to be a 1,000-yard receiver like any other receiver, let's face it.
Sure.
And he wants to be a Pro Bowler. So he's going to put the work in, and let's see what he can do.
Well, his first year was 263 yards, and that jumped up to over 700 for his second season.
But Pat Bryant's going to start in front of him. Come on.
Yes, because what is more valued over tantalizing speed is production. And I just believe Pat Bryant is going to be a more productive Denver Bronco than Troy Franklin. We'll see how that ages.
700 yards is pretty productive.
So it is pretty productive. It is pretty productive. There's no doubt. And if you're just joining us, we're having the conversation based off the fact that Jahdae Barron did not start as a rookie. What are the most likely positions that a first rounder will start here in 2026? So we'll put a little star next to a wide receiver, and that's really it so far. We've discussed quarterback for not even 2 seconds, offensive line for not much longer than that, and then J.K. Dobbins, which we were sort of like hybrid, like, okay, there's a scenario where, there could be a shared load, maybe not starting right out of the gate. How about could a rookie start at edge?
No. Nobody is touching that edge. That right there is Cooper and Nick Bonito. And as long as they're healthy, that is their spot. And then you have Jonah Ellis and Tillman on the other side for depth. So when you're bringing in this edge rusher, all right, he's another guy that's like a developmental first-round draft pick that you really like. And at some point, he will start, but just not right now. What did Devontae Adams tell our boy Pat Surtain?
He's
You're
not ready.
there yet.
Yeah, he's not
You're
there
not
yet.
there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it would be like if the Denver Broncos drafted a pass rusher. So, no, Z, I'm not going for that. Nick Benito's not going for it. And Jonathan Cooper said, hell no. Nobody's coming in and taking my spot, especially because of the money they have gave these pass rushers.
Yep, I agree. I do not envision a scenario where a rookie at 30 at the 30th pick is drafted and starting over one of those guys. Although I would like to see, a little bit more production from Jay Coop. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Took a little step back in that category this year. Could a rookie start on this interior defensive line?
The answer is yes, Z, because of what John Franklin Myers is not here to do anymore. My man John Franklin Myers just got paid the bag yet again. Was it over $60 million?
Yeah, 63 over 3.
Rush hour, $60 million.
Mm.
Yes, if you can bring in a defensive tackle that's ready to start right away, he's going to start. And defensive tackle, you got to be an anchor. All right, and you get to play alongside Zach Allen that can help you out, that can guide you, and then all you have to do is your part. And maybe they're saying, hey, look, all we want you to do at the start of all this is clog that running hole up, clog those lanes up for us, and let Zach Allen do his part, help him out, take on these double teams. If you can get a defensive tackle like that you can groom, but he can still play and start right away, that's exactly what the Denver Broncos are going to love to do and want to do if they can find that right guy. Defensive tackle position could have a starting defensive tackle right off the bat.
You want to know what, man? I wasn't sure how you were going to view this. I see it the same way. I think it's one of the more likely positions as we comb through these positional groups and figure out what position would have the most grooved path to start from the Broncos' first-round pick at 30th overall. Defensive tackle is one of them. And now it's important to mention, Malcolm Roach is still here. So I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to start Malcolm Roach or someone like Owazurike, and it's going to be like a shared load, You know
who I view Malcolm Roach as? Someone like Tim Hardaway Jr. All right, he could start if you want him to, but the ideal position is to have Tim Hardaway Jr. come off the bench as the sixth man. Malcolm Roach is like that. You're going to get more out of him with the less he plays. I know it's crazy to hear, like, what are you talking about? The more you play, the more action you're in, the more tackles you have. Like, no, like Malcolm Roach thrives off of the limited opportunities that he is getting.
And you get everything when he's in there.
Everything, right? He's resilient. He's getting to the ball. He's a full go, 1,000 miles an hour. That's because he's getting the rest, and he knows that he doesn't have as many opportunities as Zach Allen.
This is a live position to start. Someone like Caleb Banks, who we've talked about out of Florida, with the 30th pick.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a Grayson Halton from Oklahoma, someone like that. Maybe Lee Hunter from Texas Tech Vols. But that is a live position to start as a rookie. So we'll put a star. That's our second star after wide receiver, interior defensive line. Could a rookie start at inside linebacker?
I'm going to let you go. Could an inside linebacker that's a rookie start over Justin Sternad and Alex Singleton?
No.
Ooh.
No, not start the year.
Okay.
I just think it's too much when you have two veteran players ahead of you like that. Now you could plan for the position and you could mix in, but especially in terms of starting the year, inside linebacker, there's a lot to that. And I just think, man, those mistakes when you make them in the middle there are massive.
They're loud.
And they're very loud. So maybe that could be one of those, hey, could a rookie overtake someone throughout the year? Someone like an Alex Singleton, maybe. But to start the season, I would say probably not, but it's not impossible. It's not. And George Payton was actually asked about this at the Combine. We'll get to that audio just a little bit later. But he said, it's a very deep class, and I do think there's starting caliber players at inside linebacker right out of the gate.
And you know what, Z? I love it. Look at you, man. You're rubbing off. Right? Being around me, I'm rubbing off on you. You're rubbing off on me. When it comes to the football inside linebacker position, you're right. It's hard, man. You're the quarterback. You have to know everybody's position. You have to put everybody in the right position, make the tackles, still be able to cover. It's a lot for a rookie to do. And very rarely are you going to get a rookie that can come in and dominate at that position. But if you can sit there and learn from Alex Singleton, who's a tackling machine, learn from Justin Sternad, who's very smart, very, very bright, you're only going to be a better inside linebacker, and you don't have to rush and be forced into a role you're not ready for. You have to be able to be vocal. You have to be able to be confident when you're playing that inside linebacker position. It's a position that I would not want to play because there's a lot going on, man. That's a dirty position that does not get a lot of love.
Well, to complete the exercise here as we try to figure out what positional groups have the most grooved path for a first-round rookie to start, could a rookie start at cornerback?
No.
We just watched this movie. We just literally, this is why we're doing the segment.
Yeah, I know.
This is literally why we're doing the segment. So we'll say no for now, considering what's in the room already. Could a rookie start at safety?
No. There is no rookie that's starting at safety as long as Brandon Jones and Hufanga are together. Now, if the Denver Broncos are deciding to trade Brandon Jones because they can get, I think, $7 or $8 million off his contract, maybe it's a little less, then I can see a rookie starting in the first round. But if you're drafting that rookie in the first round, it's to be under Hufanga or Brandon Jones. And then once Brandon Jones leaves, because he's going to leave before Hufanga, he can fit right in just like a glove, right? And now it's like, okay, you've been there. You've been there. You know what to expect in year 2. You're with Hufanga, and you go from there. But no, there's not a safety that's going to come in here and take over that starting position of Hufanga or Brandon Jones.
I think I agree. And we've seen a lot of Toledo's Emmanuel McNeil, Warren.
Yeah.
Especially out of the gate, you're not starting over those two veterans. So this is a testament to where the Broncos roster is at. That there's not these gaping holes. We know that from the free agency conversations. But when you adapt it to just a rookie through the lens of a rookie starting, we got two positions that we really believed, yeah, there's a starting opportunity right out of the gate. And that's at wide receiver, and that's at interior defensive line. Anything else, not to say it's an impossibility, it would be a real uphill battle.
Well, see, we just did this exercise, and you got people that are still out there upset that the Denver Broncos are not making any type of noise in the free agent market. Well, here's why. Because a lot of these guys are coming back. A lot of these holes, like you just got done talking about, have been filled, and you got 9 draft picks. So you're going to hit on at least 1 or 2 of those 9 draft picks. So, man, they're in a good situation that the Denver Broncos haven't been ever since you and I have been on the air. And so we just have to trust what Sean and George are doing.
All right. You want to react to it? You can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. The bracket is set. What are our biggest takeaways from the NCAA tournament field? Also, a new road game for the Nuggets is on the horizon, and it comes with a bit of a domino effect. That's next.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 104.3 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Here's a tale of Tina searching up and down
for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Tell GoodRx Rodent, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart. Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'. Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil and a MicroGuard Select oil filter for just $36.99. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
When water, fire, or mold turn your home upside down, don't panic.
Bring Able to the table.
Able Restoration responds fast, secures your property, and handles everything from mitigation to full rebuild. One call, one team, start to finish. They work with your insurance, communicate clearly, and treat your home like it's their own. Because when it's time to protect what matters most, don't just hire anyone.
Bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Syracuse with pregame starting at 5:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, the Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come up to top rope with it. All righty. So a couple things here. A new road game for the Denver Nuggets on the horizon. A pair of them, all right, and it could come with a domino effect. It will come with a domino effect if this puppy crosses the finish line. You guys might have seen the NBA is going to hold a vote at the Board of Governors meetings next week to explore adding expansion teams in Las Vegas and Seattle, with the 2 new franchises being targeted to start playing NBA basketball in the 2028-2029 season. I've been waiting for this news for years.
Yeah.
There's been speculation and whispers behind the scenes of the NBA and the underbelly of it for probably, 3 or 4 years now at least. And this thing looks like it's going to happen, Phil.
You know, it's crazy because it's going to be a little different. But if Seattle and they end up voting this through, are they going to be called the Supersonics, or is that?
I think it's going to be the Supersonics.
It's going to be the Supersonics.
For sure. For sure.
So that would be good to have them back.
That'd be great, man.
You know,
I hate to see communities have teams ripped from them.
Yeah, no. And do you know who was a star player for the Supersonics? I know you know this. Which one of the shooting guards that was with the Supersonics when they were there?
Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of them. You talk, Kevin Durant?
The other one was Allen. Allen was there.
Ray Allen?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
That's the man.
Legend. Legend. Ray Allen's one of my favorites. Soft spot for him. But the days of Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, the glove, and being coached by George Karl and going to the NBA Finals and playing the Bulls. I mean, there was real history there. And they built a new arena in downtown Seattle. I forget the name of it. I think Key Arena, something like that. But they deserve a team. That's a rabid sports community who had that team ripped from them. And there's been a massive hole and a scar there for many years. And I would just love for a Seattle road trip to be on the Nuggets docket, and then Vegas. I mean,
the players are going to love that one. The players are going to be turning up. Hopefully it's not back-to-back, but it's going to be turning up for a Vegas one.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, man.
Jamal just posting up.
Just hit me.
Just posting up. Oh, my gosh. Well, here's the domino effect, Phil. Those are 2 Western Conference teams, right? Can't get more west than Seattle, right? Vegas pretty far west as well. So you would have to kick out 2 current Western Conference teams, or just one. And the speculation, it's probably going to be one of 2. The Memphis Grizzlies or the Minnesota Timberwolves.
All right.
So we have no idea. That's putting the cart ahead of the horse, and I don't know what the league would be thinking there.
Well, I vote to keep the Grizzlies and let the Minnesota Timberwolves leave, go out that door. I can handle the Grizzlies.
I agree. If there's a scenario, and not to like that like you're ducking them, but if you can just make your life easier by getting the Minnesota Timberwolves, because Anthony Edwards not going anywhere. And so right now you're playing those guys 4 times a year. And so if you were just to remove them, get them in the Eastern Conference, and you could only play them in the NBA Finals, again, I don't want to seem like a softie and be like you're ducking them, because Denver can absolutely, and I would bet on them to beat the Timberwolves in these coming playoffs. It could just...
This is your world. We're living in it. I asked you a question. Who would you rather have? You asked me. I said, hey, give me the Grizzlies. Let the Timberwolves go and fight somebody else and make it easier for us. Like, why would we not want it a little easier? By the way, what's Ja going to do knowing that he's going to be going to Vegas?
Dude.
Man, they better watch out.
I don't know what his NBA future is. I really don't.
It's sad, man.
You talk about a shooting star that has come crashing back down to earth. I mean, from getting, his own shoe from Nike to being untradeable. He's got almost no value in the current NBA. That's just a sad story. And, I mean, it wasn't so long ago that he had a quote. He was asked about the Western Conference. This is when they really had it humming and competition in the West. And he said, oh, we're good in the West. And then he mentioned like Boston and maybe Milwaukee, like the West? Like, no, we're good in the West. Dude, it was literally like since the month he said that, got in trouble again, suspension, conduct detrimental.
Can't get out of his own way.
Ineffective play, tried to trade him. There's no market. People don't want that. I mean, that's a whole thing. But Seattle and Vegas coming to an NBA near you.
1, 2.
All right, the bracket is set. The number 1 seeds, Duke, the number 1 overall seed, Arizona, Michigan, and Florida are the number 1 seeds. Miami of Ohio did make it in after being upset in their conference tournament, after being 31-0. You're going to see them in the first 4 here in the middle of this week. The odds of picking a perfect bracket, like we've been teasing our bracket, no joke. The odds of picking a perfect bracket are 1, I don't even know what this means, 1 in 9 quintillion. That is why these companies can say, hey, fill out a perfect bracket, we'll give you $1 million, because it's 1 in 9 quintillion the odds of picking that perfect bracket.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
SEC led the way by placing 10 teams in the field. The Florida Gators are the defending champion, trying to repeat their back-to-back titles from 2006 and 2007 when they had, it was Al Horford and Corey Brewer and Joakim Noah and, who else on that team? There was a guy with the 3 names.
Danny Green on that team?
Not Danny Green. Was it Chris Douglas Roberts, I think, was on that team? Anyway, trying to do something that hasn't been done since they last did it many, many years ago. What is your level of interest? Because everyone's different with this stuff. What will your level of interest be this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the NCAA tournament?
I mean, Z, for sure the games are going to be on in the background. It's going to probably be on our TV at all times, even in this room that we're in.
Definitely.
And just as time goes on, just watching it, I know that as it dwindles down to the Final Four and things like that, I'm definitely going to be locked in. But there's so many teams playing that you don't really know about. And even if you know about them, you really don't, and they can get some upsets. So I'm just going to have it on in the background and just enjoy it when I can.
Dante, any thought about the NCAA tournament? I know you're a big college basketball guy.
I'm super excited. This is probably the most I've watched college basketball in maybe since I was in high school. So I'm super excited to get it going.
Was there a reason for that?
Honestly, I just caught on right as football was winding up. I just started watching college basketball, and there was so many good games. There was like a month straight there when it felt like it was just like 4 ranked games every night. So I just started watching then, and it was really good product they were putting out there. Just kind of wrote it out until now, the end of the tournament.
Yeah, and now it just feels like a reward for you watching during the regular season. Like you get rewarded. You know the landscape. I've always been a college basketball guy. It's waned a little bit here in recent years. But I still probably watched 20 games this regular season and conference tournament time.
I think NIL has really helped college basketball, keeping these guys in college longer. Obviously, if you're going to be a lottery pick, go out and do that. But a lot of those like late first-rounders, second-rounders are staying in college longer, and it's helped the product a lot.
You know what? I do not hate that take. All right, shifting gears here. What went wrong on Saturday for the Avs, and what's awaiting them tonight? That's next.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate, intelligent, and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 1043 and never miss another take. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from 1 Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
High five! Up top!
Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Heck yeah!
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Yes!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank. That's code BACK5 to get up to a $5 bonus on your first tank.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big, save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, as we roll along here on a Monday, appreciate you guys rocking with what went wrong on Saturday for the Avs and what's awaiting them tonight. Man, kind of a frustrating watch for the Colorado Avalanche on Saturday at Winnipeg. They end up losing 3-1. 2 goals there in the second period for the Jets and a empty netter to finish things off.
Yep.
You know, a handful of things here. Where do you want to start? What stuck out to you?
I mean, what stuck out to me is the lack of explosiveness from the offense. And then I start to think, who's in between the pipes for the Jets? Connor Hellebuck.
Yep.
We know Winnipeg is not a great team, but we also know in between the pipes is one of the best goalies in NHL. So when you say all that, it's like, okay, we had opportunities out there, and we just didn't take advantage of them. We didn't get the puck in the back of the net. And it was frustrating to see that because they were there. We outshot Winnipeg.
Correct.
And yet we still lost that game. We were flat from the start, didn't pick up any type of momentum, and this is how you get your butt whooped.
Yeah, a lack of finishing. There was 3 different open nets that the Avs just missed, like McKinnon style in the Olympics,
Yes.
like they call them yawning goals. It's just mouth open, and they just couldn't convert. I thought that was part of it. Also, and I just have to say that Nathan McKinnon, did not play well. Offensively, was not engaged until the very end, till the very, very end. And the first goal of the game really was on McKinnon in more ways than one. He had a drop pass that was a turnover. He goes the other way with Taser, and Devon Tays clearly points to the other defender. It's a bit of a 2-on-2 scenario, and he's pointing to and it became a 3-on-2 scenario, but he's pointing to the other defender to stay right there, the guy that you're skating with, stride for stride.
Yeah.
Stay there, and I got the guy right in front of me. And McKinnon bailed on dude, and I forget who it was, but just bailed, and tries to jump at the puck in the form of a back check, and it left Mackenzie Blackwood out to dry. It just did, and so it was a 2-pronged dropping of the ball, dropping of the puck in this case for McKinnon. The turnover on one end, and then the really bad defensive IQ play that put Mackenzie Blackwood in an awful spot.
And you know what? When you and this is why you get off of Twitter. You get on Twitter or X, and you see fans mad at Blackwood. But it's like, dude, when you really watch the play and you just got done describing it, it's not just him. Of course, you want to see him make a great save. That's part of his job. But
Yes.
also don't leave him out to dry.
No.
Help him out in front. And this is where it's like it has to have great presence in front of the net. On the blue line, we have to be better. We have to be more consistent. And that hasn't been the case lately. So whatever they have to do, they need to get back on track when it comes to defense, when it comes to even sometimes the penalty kill. It's things like that if you don't get cleaned up in the postseason, you will get beat because of it.
Yep. And really on the second goal, too, they put a shot on net that hits the Winnipeg Jets player, and Mackenzie Blackwood doesn't know where it is. And Brent Burns, honestly, kind of sleeping at the wheel. It's been a rough watch here for Mr. Burns here lately. And again, here's the bottom line. You lost 3-1. The third goal was an empty net goal. Typically, if you go into a game with the Colorado Avalanche and say, let's just pretend for a second like Mackenzie Blackwood gave up 2 terrible goals, soft goals. When your goaltender gives up 2 goals over the course of a 3-period, 60-minute hockey game, you would sign up for that. You did your job. And now add in the context of, well, how did the goals actually come? Oh, my goodness, it's McKinnon with a turnover and dropping the ball bad defensively. That puts Blackwood in a terrible position. And even the second goal, there's some context with a defender and a puck that, Blackwood didn't see. It's like, okay, was it really on Blackwood? I don't think so, guys. I don't think so. At all, really.
No, we can't always, Blackwood cannot be the scapegoat all the time where it's like, oh, we lost because of him. And I know it sucks for him that they're losing some of these games when he's between the pipes.
Yep.
Wedgie, let's see what he does tonight. But everybody else around him, they have to pull their weight. They have to do their part. And what also is interesting is, all right, it happened in the Oilers and it happened with the Jets. All right, and it comes down to being more aggressive, being more physical. These teams, when it was the Jets and the Oilers, have been a lot more physical and also clogging up the neutral zone when it comes to like the Avs getting the offense going and having more opportunities.
We just saw that in a major way last week against the Oilers.
Exactly. And so it's like that's something that needs to be addressed. When you have a team that's going to clog up the neutral zone, that's going to be more aggressive, what do you do? How do you react? So these are questions before you get to the postseason that you need to clean up.
No, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Brett Burns, rough to watch here recently, but you got to give him credit. He played on Saturday in his 999th consecutive game. 999 straight games.
That's why that beard's getting long.
Dude, he surpassed Keith Yandel for the second longest streak in the history of the NHL. And so, man, incredible feat, just needs to play a little bit better. Tonight, the Penguins are in town. It is national television on ESPN. Puck dropping right around 7:30. Expect that closer to 7:45. This was one of the, once upon a time, the coolest sporting experiences of my life. And no Sidney Crosby tonight. Still dealing with that knee injury. One of the coolest experiences of my life. Penguins game, not last season, but the season before that. We were, I think, in our first year doing the show. I want to say it was our first Avs season, I think.
You were on the glass.
Yes.
Put it on the glass.
We had a listener reach out, and I'd say his name, but he doesn't like me to give him the credit on the air. He texts in the RamosLaw.com text line. I remember Drew coming in. He's like, someone's offering you tickets. They're going to be out of town. Seems like a normal guy. We see all of his previous texts. Seems like a normal guy. So me and him started communicating. He gives tickets. We didn't realize when we accepted the tickets that they were on the glass. So it's me and my son. It's my son's first game. And that is when Val Nichushkin in warmups dumped the puck over the glass to my kid. An hour later, we're in our seats, and an official during a timeout comes over, and he taps the glass, and he throws a puck over the glass to my son. So he got two pucks, and we were right next to the Penguins bench. And the only time, you cannot make this up, the only time that Sidney Crosby was the furthest seat right and sitting right next to us,
the kid,
a puck flew into the Penguins bench, and Sidney Crosby took the puck and flipped it over the glass to my kid.
Hat trick.
And I have it. Like, it sounds unrealistic, but I have it on tape. Chris Letang, was photobombing in the back of a picture I was trying to take with my kid, and he's in the back of it. I have it on an Instagram highlight. If you've never seen it, it's an unbelievable sequence. My son's first ever game, and we had so many pucks. And I said, hey, bud, no one else around us has any, and you have 3 now. And he went and gave it to another boy.
You can feel people looking at you, glaring at you, give us one of those pucks.
Dude, it was unbelievable. He gave it to a boy who didn't have one. It was such an awesome moment. Just that day. Oh, and by the way, the Avs got down 4-0 and came back and won, largest comeback win in the history of the team.
I mean, you gotta love it. The drama, your kids being able to get the pucks, seeing Sid the kid. I mean, come on.
Insane. If you've never seen it, go to my Instagram. There's in the highlight, just type my name. It comes right up. Go to the highlight parts and find the game. Owen's first Avs game. Unbelievable moment in my life that I will remember and cherish for the rest of time. Okay, interesting details coming out about the Denver Broncos from the Denver Post. We'll pass along the relevant details next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
If you're in love, you need to head to Williams Jewelers, where Bridal Fest continues.
Come shop all our top bridal designers, including Gabriel & Company, A. Jaffe, and Tacori. Over 2,000 of the latest engagement ring styles and wedding bands from Christian Bauer.
Along with our best, direct from the cutter, diamond prices of this season.
Listen to this. 3/4 carat diamonds from just $26.95.
Gorgeous 1 carats from just $39.95.
And natural 2 carat diamonds from an amazing $13,995.
Guys, during Bridal Fest, qualified buyers can get 1 year, 12-month financing interest-free.
Plus, when you spend $5,000 or more during Bridal Fest, you'll receive a Yeti cooler as our gift.
So join us for Williams Jewelers Bridal Fest, March 17th through Saturday, March 21st at Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
I started my first business when I was 12, mowing lawns for about $5 a yard. I learned if you do the job right, people trust you and customers care that you show up and do what you say you're gonna do. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Doors. From garage door repairs to upgrades, we show up, we stand behind every job. We only use the best parts and spring's guaranteed to last a lifetime. When you care about the people you serve, you work harder and it shows. Call Don's Garage Doors today or schedule online at donsgaragedoors.com.
When it comes to garage doors, no one knows more.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Buy one window and get one 50% off through March 31st. And mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
A careless driver caused your crash. Medical bills are piling up, and you might not be able to work. Life just got a lot more expensive, and you don't know what to do. At Berg Simpson, your consultation is absolutely free. We'll explain your legal options at no cost to you. Help starts with a phone call to us.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
It's time to upgrade your arsenal with the Shields Field and Range Sale Event. Save on your favorite brands in ammo, firearms, optics, and more. You'll have to hurry, though. This sale only runs through March 22nd. Plus, with your Shields Visa, you'll earn an extra 10 points for every dollar spent on Vortex products at Shields, which means you'll earn even more My Rewards gift cards. Visit Shields or Shields.com and save now through March 22nd.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, finished basements, windows, and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
You're listening to Sports Talk Radio at work. So is your competition. So are your customers. Denver sports fans don't half listen. They argue. They text in. They remember stats from 1998. They remember who sponsors their obsession. Audio, video, or online. We've got every angle covered. DenverSports.com. Make your move.
Don't dread tax season. Embrace it with College Invest, the only college savings account that comes with a Colorado tax deduction. Get started today at collegeinvest.org.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Syracuse with pregame starting at 5:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, halfway home here on a Monday. That 2 hours just flew by, Phil. Goodness gracious. Interesting reporting coming out from the Denver Post and Luca Evans, who, by the way, I saw Luca on Saturday. Just total happenstance. Ran into him at the Denver Coliseum.
Okay.
For the state high school basketball championships. And such a cool freaking thing.
Man, I'm jealous. I wanted to go, but I think my son's he's not grasping the basketball just yet, so I didn't want to be there and have to leave.
Yeah.
When everything's going on. How was it?
Dude, it was amazing. It was a day that for me, man, we left the house. So we shout out Doug Ottewell, whose father was the longtime commissioner of Chassa
And one thing that Doug's dad used to do was open, who just passed recently, so rest in peace, and very, very sad. James Marilat wrote about it at DenverSports.com probably 3 weeks ago. But one of the things that Doug's dad used to do was open the Coliseum at like dawn on the day of the championships, because his son Doug's team didn't make it to the Coliseum and make it to the Great Eight. So he wanted those kids to have the experience of playing in the Coliseum, even if it didn't count, right? And so he did that for years. And he's no longer with us, but Doug has been opening up the gym in the morning for a very small, select group of people for years. And I've had a chance to go play. And I wasn't going to go play, but I'm like, I brought my son to these games since he was 4. So 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, this was going to be the 4th year in a row at 7 years old. And I put out the idea to him last week. I'm like, Bud, like, would you want to leave first thing in the morning, like get right up, eat breakfast, and drive downtown and go play at the Coliseum before anyone gets there? So, dude, I'm telling you, watching this kid put on his stuff at 6 o'clock in the morning
with the gear on
and waiting for me to wake up. He's in my room with his gear on, just waiting patiently with the promise that we're going to go to the Coliseum. I dragged my ass down there. We left the house at 6:30 in the morning, got there right around 7, and watching that kid put up shots in the Coliseum. And he played a little one-on-one against an 8-year-old. And then we came home for a few hours and then went back to the Coliseum to watch 2 games, the 6A girls and the 6A boys. And it was just the best. And
man, that's all. This is what it's all about, though, for fathers and mothers, just to have that moment to have with your kids.
Yep.
And get to do something where it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. You don't have to spend $300 to get a ticket to a Broncos game. Like, no, This is like you go and watch some high school sports, which is very, very, very competitive.
Very, yeah.
And you get to enjoy it with your kid. I mean, that's right there. That's the dream.
It was awesome. It was such a great day. And I'm gonna post some of the video up on my Instagram here in just maybe a few minutes. But it's special for him. So anyway, I brought that up because I ran into Luka.
Yeah, Luka, how's he doing? He doesn't have any black eyes or anything from Sean.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Evans.
It was. Look, and I told him, I said, hey, dude, you're doing a great. He's been here for a year or two. I'm like, dude, you're doing a great job. Your work ethic is clearly shining. He was very appreciative. But he just put out a piece here from the Post, and it has a couple new details. One detail that someone within the Denver Broncos said, had Breece Hall not been franchise tag, he was, quote, a no-brainer for the Denver Broncos.
This is what we've been talking about right here. Like, the Denver Broncos' number 1 running back on their free agent board was going to be Breece Hall. Z, you should be happy. You should be ecstatic. But the issue is,
I would have been ecstatic if they traded a 3rd round for
the
trade deadline.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They had a chance. If they really wanted this man, they could have put in a 3rd round draft pick to get Breece Hall to be here with the Denver Broncos to combine with J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, and Breece Hall.
Come on.
And then now all of a sudden it comes around, you're like, I really want this guy, and now I'm going to have to pay an arm and a leg to get him here. The Jets find out about it and say, hey, look, we're not going to just give you up so that you're happy and you make the Denver Broncos even better. Yeah, right. They're going to have to give us something if they want you. Smart on their part. But for the Denver Broncos, man, you let one slip away.
They did.
When all you had to do was give up a 3rd round draft pick.
God, seems like such a bargain right now.
Crazy.
Such a bargain. Another detail coming out of this article today from the Denver Post. Bo Nix supportive of the decision for Davis Webb to take over play calling.
Got the green light. The green light saying, hey, let's go. And let's be real. You have Davis Webb and you have Bo Nix in the same meeting room every single day. You see what Bo Nix does when he's with Davis Webb. They talk all the time. They have a good relationship. So, of course, Bo Nix is going to say, that's the green light for my guy. Of course, Davis Webb and Bo Nix have talked throughout the time of, like, this is what I would do if I was the offensive coordinator and I was calling plays for you. So I think that everybody's excited, but nobody's more excited than, Bo Nix and what this offense can look like with Davis Webb calling plays and getting everybody involved.
All right, so there's just another little detail that you may have assumed was true, but now you know for sure. Bo Nix supportive of Davis Webb taking over for Sean Payton. Also, we were talking about, and we'll have the conversation again if you missed it, because it's worth having a second time. What position has the most grooved path for a 1st round draft pick at 30th overall to start right away for the Denver Broncos? One of them we arrived at was wide receiver. Well, in this article that just came out from the Denver Post, Omar Cooper Jr. from my Indiana Hoosiers was in the building on Friday for a pre-draft visit. So and he, by the way, if you look at most like best available, and we know it doesn't work like this, just takes one to say, no, we think Pat Bryant's way better than a fifth rounder. We're going to take him in the third or what have you. If you look at the best available, quote unquote, wide receivers, you're looking at like Carnell Tate from Ohio State, Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, Mekhi Lemon from USC, Denzel Boston from Washington, and then it's Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana. And that is kind of where you would draft someone like Omar Cooper, would be 30th overall, being the fifth wide receiver taken in this class.
The only thing I'm thinking of is who's the odd man out? Because you have Marvin Mims. If you're not going to utilize him, he has one more year on his contract. He's an all-pro punt and kick returner. Do you trade? Is he part of this trade package? Because, guys, they restructured a bunch of guys' contracts for a reason, not just to hold the money and look at it. There's something that's getting ready to happen. And so if they go in there and they draft a receiver in the first round, one of those receivers has to be out the door. And my guessing is it would be Marvin Mims because of the contract, because they haven't been able to get him truly going consistently as a wide receiver, a slot receiver specifically with that. So it's going to be interesting to see what the Denver Broncos do here the rest of this month and then next, of course.
All right, and then the final little detail of this article that came out from the Denver Post is one that some in Broncos country may take issue with. And we'll tell you what that detail is and why that would be the case coming up next.
With the lack of external moves in free agency, are the Broncos telling us exactly what they think about their roster internally?
Whatever grade or level you had this Broncos offense at last year, do you honestly believe that they're going to make this huge, significant leap, and they missed out on that chance because they didn't sign Kenneth Walker or Travis Etienne or Tyler Algier or Rico Dowdle or any of these guys? You really believe that this is what's going to hold them back?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case? Skyrizi Risankizumab Riza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Guys, we've had the driest winter in decades. Protect your home with fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance upgrades built to handle Colorado's extreme weather. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
If your heating and cooling system isn't keeping up, now's the time to upgrade. Enjoy better performance, improved indoor air quality, and energy savings with a new Bryant heating and cooling system. For a limited time, take advantage of rebates, incentives, and 0% financing on select Bryant systems. For quick fixes or entirely new heating and cooling systems, Bryant will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Visit BryantColorado.com to find a local Bryant dealer today. Bryant, whatever it takes.
I'm Rob Wilhite. For nearly half a century, my law firm has stood up for car accident victims right here in Colorado. Families, workers, neighbors, your community is our community. With over $1 billion won for our clients, our results speak for themselves. If you've been injured in a car accident, you deserve a team with experience, power, and a history of real wins. Call 303-GOOD-LAW or visit WilhiteWins.com. That's 303-GOOD-LAW or WilhiteWins.com. The Wilhite Law Firm, Colorado's trusted injury law firm for almost 50 years.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
What if you could have the most reliable Wi-Fi at the same price for 5 years?
That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included.
Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. Just 5 years of fiber-powered Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to the devices that need them most.
Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Powered by fiber connected to the premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, 2-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer.
Score big, save 25% off all primetime functional trainers, home gyms, and racks. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose from the safety and comfort of your own home. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Dental phobia? Consider Sedation Dentistry with Clarkson Dental. Their highly trained team will lead you through an exceptional dental experience from that first fearful call all the way through to aftercare. Call the most experienced sedation dentist and staff. Clarkson Dental, coloradosedation.com.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and
details in it. We are just sort of recapping them, and we'll get back to that here in just a second. But first, I got to tell you, if you didn't already know, tournament time is here, fellas, women out there. Go to DenverSports.com/bracket. All right, for your shot at $5,000. All right, it's our 5K bracket challenge presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it. But don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. One more time, that's DenverSports.com/bracket. Okay, so some of the details that we were just talking about that we learned, some of them could have been assumed, all right, but having it sourced is just a little bit different. And someone within the Broncos saying that Breece Hall would have been a no-brainer for the Broncos had he been available. Should have been a no-brainer at the trade deadline for a third-round pick. We learned that according to a source close to Bo Nix, the quarterback is supportive of Davis Webb taking over play calling duties.
He's liking the move. Thank you, Sean. Hello, Davis Webb.
Also, you look at who they're talking to in terms of draft candidates. Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana visited with the team on Friday in a pre-draft visit. So keep your eye on Omar Cooper Jr., a 6 foot, 199 pound prospect who was really fun to watch this past year. I watched almost every Indiana game. Omar Cooper Jr. can freaking go. Nearly 1,000-yard guy, 13 touchdowns, super reliable, nearly 14 yards a catch. He was in the facility on Friday. Another little detail, just emphasizing how tight, and you've really been on this. You've really tried to emphasize the relationship and connection between Davis Webb and Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Former teammates, right, with the New York Giants. And you have been steadfastly saying, hey, like, you're going to see a better version of Evan Ingram this year if this, turns out to be the dynamic and they don't, cut him or whatever.
Yeah.
In this article, it was just emphasized the tight nature between those two.
And you have to think about it, right? Evan Ingram, when he was in the building, when the Denver Broncos were trying to get a deal done, you had Davis Webb talking him into the contract, also pitching the vision, not just Sean, but Davis Webb pitching this vision of how he's going to fit in here and how they're going to use him, and he's going to be very versatile, and he's going to be that joker. And then once he left, my guessing is Davis Webb may have got on the phone with him and said, dude, what happened? Evan Ingram says, this is what happened. Davis Webb may have went to Sean and said, hey, look what they're doing and the cap guy's doing to him. Sean says, you know what? I don't like what I'm hearing. Let me go up there, and I might be telling you guys something that I know or maybe I don't. And then they get it done. Evan Ingram comes back to Denver, and they sign off. So, yes, I think Davis Webb and Evan Ingram, their bond is a little stronger than Sean and Evan Ingram, and I think you're going to see Davis Webb get Evan Ingram more involved if he's here.
Well, an additional detail coming out from this article has a key word to it. And it's not actually in the article. I'm saying the word. Budget. The budget Broncos.
My wife tells us all the time we have to budget, and then goes against it.
Like every time I come home, there's a new Amazon package. How does that work?
Package is big.
So, according to the Post, 2 NFL sources who spoke with the Broncos earlier in the week told the Post that the Broncos were not willing to spend more than $10 million per year at the running back position, and they were not willing to go over $6 million per year at the tight end position. So, if you think about the Travis Etienne. Etienne came out and said, yeah, I was talking to the Broncos. They were priced out. Now, again, this is what maybe you had assumed was the case. He ends up signing a 4-year, $52 million deal with New Orleans.
Was that 13 a year?
Something like that.
Around there.
It's more than 10, which was apparently the budget here in Denver. There was also, I always struggle with this name, so forgive me if I butcher it, but Chig Okonkwo. The tight end from Tennessee, who signed a 3-year contract for $30 million with the Washington Commanders. They were in on him, but were priced out. What do you make of the Broncos having a firm budget when you're in a Super Bowl window with a quarterback on a rookie deal?
First off, Z, who gave the Denver Broncos this budget? I guarantee you it wasn't Greg Penner. Greg Penner's sitting there saying, hey, look, we got as much money that we have ever had because we're not dealing with Russ. I don't know. But you have a general manager that says, hey, look, I need this money so that we can get the right guys in the building. By the way, you have a general manager that's on the last year of his contract. So if I'm George, I'm doing everything I can to get some of these guys in the building like Travis Etienne, where you're going to have to give up more than $10 million. You have to give up 13. But it's worth it if that guy's going to come in and help you win a Super Bowl. The only thing I could think of is Sean saying, hey, look, this is the budget. Why? Because he wants his guys. And he knows that some of the guys out there that maybe George are going to want a little bit more than $10 million at the running back position or $6 million at the tight end position, because it's just how the market is speaking to you. You know all these things before the market even opens up. that these guys are going to want this, and you're talking to the agent throughout the week saying, hey, spitballing, how much is your guy going to want?
Right.
So it's not like the Denver Broncos didn't know Travis Etienne was going to want a little bit more than $10 million a year. Come on.
But, man, again, I assumed that this was the case.
Yes.
That they had their limit. But it's hard for me to reconcile, and I have not been. And goodness, like we all have different opinions on this stuff. But I know for myself and a lot for you as well, we have not been sitting here screaming about how the Broncos haven't been aggressive in free agency and we're bored and we want something new and go all in. Broncos have a really good team. The one position that really bothered me is the one that had already cost you, and that was the running back. And if you're willing to go up to $10 million for J.K. Dobbins, right, over the next 2 years, you couldn't do $13 million per year for Travis Etienne? If you legitimately believe that is a better plan and certainly a healthier plan, he's missed 2 games in his entire career. I have to be real. I'm not complaining for the sake of complaining. Things have gotten dramatically better around here, and the organization has earned a level of trust. But I have to be a little bit critical. This just cost you a trip to the Super Bowl. It could cost you again. And I don't even care if you take a running back in the first round. It still represents a mystery box. You had an opportunity to raise the floor, and the only thing it was going to cost you was $3 million more per year with Bo Nix on a rookie contract in a Super Bowl window. You can manipulate the system too. You can.
There's ways around to give him a bigger signing bonus if you don't want it to go against the cap. Like, there are ways around where you could have gave Travis Etienne the money that he wanted.
Yeah. So basically, the assumption that I have had now just syncs up with the reporting from the Denver Post, and it's just, I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't like it. I don't like with this team at this moment in time, specifically this intersection of time, allowing finances to dictate what you do or don't do at a massive position of need.
Well, it's just interesting, too, Z, that you sit here, you go through film, and you say, okay, Breece Hall, he's on another level. We'll give him the money he wants. But someone like Travis Etienne, you compare to J.K., and you say, well, J.K. and Travis Etienne are the same kind of back. That's what you're pretty much saying, because you weren't willing to go a little bit more for Travis Etienne, but you're willing to give J.K. $10 million. It's just it's odd knowing that Travis Etienne was going to want a little bit more, not 10, but maybe you could have got him for 12. Because what running back doesn't want to be with the line that's solidified, a quarterback that's thriving, a team that was one game away from the Super Bowl? Why would you go to the New Orleans Saints if you're Travis Etienne if you were offered maybe $11 million? It's just weird, man. It's weird. The Denver Broncos wanted J.K. from the start. That's what it's looking like, and they weren't willing to even bother going up for Travis Etienne. Sean likes who he likes. He likes his guys.
Not my favorite. Not my favorite detail. Again, it was already an assumption, but now having the reporting attached to it. Budget Broncos.
Budget Broncos.
Budget Broncos. Okay, we'll see how it all ages here over the next calendar year or so. All right, the Denver Nuggets dropped a massive game on Saturday in dramatic fashion, no less. What was our biggest takeaways, and now what? That's next.
Is there still a mystery ingredient that could hold the Broncos offense back?
Whatever grade or level you had this Broncos offense at last year, do you honestly believe that they're going to make this huge, significant leap, and they missed out on that chance because they didn't sign Kenneth Walker or Travis Etienne or Tyler Algier, Rico Dowdle, or any of these guys? You really believe that this is what's going to hold them back?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out, out for passive income or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
I lost 60 pounds a few years ago with SodaWeightLoss.com, and it's never coming back. I am never gaining that weight back because I learned how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat with SodaWeightLoss.com. You can join Soda for a short time that have results that last a lifetime. Call them up at 1-866-800-SODA. That's 1-866-800-SODA. Or go online to SodaWeightLoss.com. And I lost those 60 pounds, and I'm never going back because of the personalized touch that SodaWeightLoss.com gives you with a personal nutritionist that's always available via text when you have questions, you have concerns. Sometimes you just need encouragement on your weight loss journey. Have a friend there. Have your personal nutritionist there for you. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. It's changed my life. I look and feel 10 years younger, and I love it. You'll love it too. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. Again, call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. Join Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. At SodaWeightLoss.com. SOTA is, say it with me, state of the art.
When you want a new car, you want it now. That's why AutoNation moves at the speed of savings. Right now, put your tax refund to work at AutoNation. Even drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. No speed bumps, no detours, just great prices on new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save on thousands of vehicles with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Act fast, save now at your nearest AutoNation store. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 3/31/26.
Brandon Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Did the storm stall your New Year's resolution? Now's your second chance at Low T Center. We're extending our New Year's promos to give you the new start you need. If you've been feeling exhausted, lost your sex drive, book a free testosterone test at Low T Center. No risks, no commitments, just answers. Pick up a discounted peptides and GLP-1s while you're there. And if you start treatment, Low T Center is the most trusted TRT for a reason. The highest quality testosterone covered by insurance and tailored to you so you know it's effective. This deal won't last forever, so call or head to lowtcenter.com. That's lowtcenter.com to book your TRT appointment today. The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Syracuse with pregame starting at 5:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, good conversation about the Denver Broncos. I want to get back to the Broncos at the top of the hour. I have a question as it relates to the Broncos' first-round draft pick and the likelihood that that guy is a starter for this football club right out of the gate in a way that Jahdae Barron wasn't.
Come here. Sit right here. First-round draft pick. You're going to sit here and you're going to watch the whole season. Watch! You ain't going to play. You're just going to watch everybody else go to work.
Well, not that they wouldn't play at all, but certain positions are a heck of a lot more likely than others. And some are just almost impossible. We'll talk about it, and hopefully it makes sense to you when we circle back to it at the top of the hour. Before we do that, the Nuggets dropped let's not sugarcoat it. That was a big game on Saturday.
That was a gotta-have-it game.
It was a gotta-have-it game. And the Nuggets lose in overtime to the Lakers. Not just a massive loss for the Western Conference standings, but also a tie-breaking loss with the Lakers should they get jammed up with Los Angeles, which is, it could absolutely happen. Absolutely. They no longer have that tiebreaker. So although it says in the standings they're a game and a half, Nuggets are in the 5th seed right now, Lakers are in the 3rd seed. In the standings, it'll say that there's a game and a half difference. It's really 2-game difference because of the lack of ownership with the tiebreaker.
Okay. So, Z, how'd you take this game? Because obviously we know you had to have it, but there's fans out there. They're like, okay, we lost the game, but it looked better. The starting five is together. Like, we were in this game. There were some great things that were happening with AG. How did you take this game?
Oh, massive missed opportunity. I took it as a larger theme continued for the year. You lost a clutch game against a winning team. Denver has a losing record against winning teams. They have a losing record in the clutch. We've been talking about it for months. What used to be their bread and butter doesn't seem to be.
It's like water and oil now.
It just
they don't mix.
No, not really. And it was encouraging that they got a clutch win over the Spurs. We know there's context with that. No Wemby. It's a massive deal. So you lose 127-125 in a game that I just have to be real, man. The Nuggets blew it. They're up 8 points with 5 minutes left. And there was a handful of sequences that led to the loss. But it's just it's discouraging. Now, am I selling all my championship stock? I'm not. I still believe in this team. I told you last week I think this team is on the verge of going on a run with just enough runway left in the season. But I'd be lying. I can't say for 2 days on the radio on Thursday and Friday just how big Saturday's game was. I was saying they should rest everyone against San Antonio.
On the back-to-back.
Because that game on Saturday is so important. So I can't circle back in here and say, there's nothing to see here. That was a meaningful loss.
And for me, the exact same thing. This was a huge missed opportunity. And I'm looking at it and I'm trying to think of okay, yes, we can do it. We can do it. Yes, we can do it. We have the guys. We have the greatest player to play the game in Jokic and Jamal, who had a horrible game.
Horrible.
But when you start to look at hey, maybe the writing is on the wall. Crunch time situations, they don't come through. They don't beat teams with a winning record. sounds like the Denver Broncos. You want to believe in them, but are they truly believable?
That's from 2 years ago.
And that's from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me in a 7-game series, you have to play somebody like the Spurs with a Wemby. And I know that like the Spurs still don't have the battle scars, but it's going to be a tough situation if you have to play them.
Totally.
Or you're playing the Thunder who have all their guys back, and you can honestly visually see the Denver Nuggets beating them in a 7-game series. It's hard when you can't beat the Lakers, who don't do a good job on defense. It's hard when you can't beat, or you go in and you're playing the Spurs on a back-to-back, but it takes everything to come back and beat them, and they don't have Wemby. So those are the things that are stuck in my head. It's like, okay, can this team truly do it when everybody is fully healthy and they have their stars too?
Well, it was unfortunate because even if Jamal Murray has a game that's a D plus,
damn,
Nuggets still might win that game. But he had an F. I mean, 1 for 14 from the floor, 1 for 7 from 3. That might have been his first attempt, by the way. I don't quote me on that, but I think that was the case.
You talking about from the 3?
Yeah. 36 minutes, 5 points, and then to watch what happened on the other end of the court to him, because the Lakers made a collective decision. We are attacking number 27. And it happened over and over and over. And I don't think it's some great coincidence that was the dynamic defensively when it came to Jamal. Like almost like Julian Strother levels of he's the mark, get his ass. Like, and when you make someone work that hard defensively in a way that they might not even be accustomed to doing on a night-to-night basis, to go shoulder an offensive burden, it was just like, look, I'm not making excuses because like that happened to you. That happened to you.
It sounds like some excuses are being made.
No. Dude, that was the worst game I've ever seen him play. Was it actually the literal worst in his career? I'm not sure. But I can't remember a game that rivals Jamal Murray playing 36 minutes, going 1 for 14 from the floor, and then getting hunted and picked on defensively in the way that he was on Saturday night on ABC. That was hard to watch.
And the trolls were out because we know that usually when Jamal plays against the Lakers, he dominates.
Yeah, he's done great.
He dominates. Well, that night, was it Saturday night?
Yeah, Saturday evening, yeah.
He was not himself, and I don't know what it is. Maybe he was tired. Maybe it was in his head. The fouls, right? He gets fouled out. It's just a lot going on, but you were right, Z. If Jamal Murray puts up at least, let's just say, gives us
12
points.
Yeah.
We win that game.
Yeah. There are some positives to really shine a light on, and really 3 guys in particular I thought really deserve to win that game. But there's another dynamic here that is growing that I think is concerning far beyond what happened on Saturday night, and we'll get to it next.
Tournament time is here, and so is your shot at $5,000. Head to DenverSports.com/bracket to enter our 5K Bracket Challenge, presented by Bryant, Colorado, and Xfinity. Think you can pick the perfect bracket? Prove it, but don't wait. Entries close before tip-off on March 19th. That's DenverSports.com/bracket. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to Denver Nuggets power forward Aaron Gordon, who pulled his hamstring back on January 23rd in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks and missed over a month of time. Luckily, he returned against the New York Knicks on March 6th with a minute restriction, but is looking forward to getting back up to full strength. And that was our Recovery of the Week presented by Step Denver. It's Zach again here, sitting down with Derek. And Derek, I had a chance to visit Step Denver recently, and I noticed the camaraderie in that place. The sense of community is really important, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right, Zach. It's not just something we talk about. Community is one of our core pillars. Addiction isolates us, tells us we're not good enough, that we need to hide, that no one could possibly understand. And what I got from Step Denver was the shared meals, genuine conversations, essentially the support that I needed to keep going in the community here at Step. When I entered the program, one of my brothers was with me, and he ended up getting discharged from the program. And if it wasn't for the brotherhood and the camaraderie, a guy telling me, "Don't leave, stay one more night, your brother's here, I'm right here with you," I probably would have left that night and never came back. I also learned how to have fun sober again, playing chess, going to sporting events or playing sports, barbecues with the friends and the family that we grow. It's all part of the community and positivity here at Step Denver that helped me to build a support network that gives me the courage to battle life's obstacles.
Powerful stuff. If you are someone struggling with addiction who needs help, or you want to make a donation to support the men who are calling Step Denver for help today, you can visit stepdenver.org. That's stepdenver.org.
Let me ask you something. Is your money doing everything it can for you?
I don't know. How would I know?
Is it automatically saving for special events and keeping you posted on its progress? Like at Huntington Bank?
Oh, no.
Is it tracking your spending so you can make the best choices at the mall?
Nope.
Or setting limits on your teenager's debit card?
Definitely not.
Then it could certainly be doing more.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
Let's get more from money. Switch to Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
It's time to upgrade your arsenal with the Shields Field and Range Sale Event. Save on your favorite brands in ammo, firearms, optics, and more. You'll have to hurry, though. This sale only runs through March 22nd. Plus, with your Shields Visa, you'll earn an extra 10 points for every $1 spent on Vortex products at Shields, which means you'll earn even more My Rewards gift cards. Visit Shields or shields.com and save now through March 22nd.
Spring weather is unpredictable. You never know which way you'll be adjusting your thermostat unless you have the right windows. And that's why with windownation.com, you can count on your home being comfortable regardless of the weather. Their windows are customizable and energy efficient. Expert installers take just one day, and Window Nation products are backed by a lifetime warranty. There's no better time to upgrade with Window Nation. In March, the more you buy, the more you could save. Up to 50% off all window styles. Visit windownation.com for your free consultation today.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in. Don't sit on the sidelines.
Bring Able to the table.
Able Restoration is your first-round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. They move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance. This isn't practice. This is your home. So when it's time to step up and protect what matters most,
Bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600. Go Able!
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store or you can shop online. Staples, that was easy.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, welcome back to it. Here on a Monday, March 16th. Appreciate you guys rocking with us. Just talking hoops. Wanted to continue that conversation. And it was a full day of basketball for us, Phil. So we got up in the morning, went to the Coliseum, left the house at 6:30. Sun played down there. Got some shots up in an empty arena.
Yeah.
Went home for two and a half hours. Came back to the Coliseum, watched, I want to give them a shout out, the 6A girls. Well, shout out everyone who participated at the Coliseum these last couple weekends, because you guys did something significant to be playing down there. But it was the championship. It was the Highlands Ranch girls up against Northfield, and the passion and energy in that Coliseum, the cheering section from Northfield, it brought me back, man, because it looked like their entire school was there. And that's how it was for me in my hometown growing up.
And it was huge. It's huge in New York.
And it is. But like to see that level of passion from, I mean, I'm telling you, there was probably 500 students easy. And I may be shortchanging it that were from Northfield, like just all students, all doing the chants. It was so cool. And then the next game, it was a Rock Canyon winning the championship. I think they beat
Ralston Valley.
I think it was Ralston Valley.
Yeah, that was for the boys.
It was for the boys, and it's just a really high level of play, a really fun, so much energy, so much passion, and disappointment, and all the stuff that comes with high school basketball. And so it was great. And then we left just in time because we were going to stay longer because there was more games, but we left in time to get home. We walked through the door at 6:31.
Uh-oh.
And tip-off to Nuggets-Lakers was about 9 minutes later. And didn't get the result that we wanted here in Denver, a 127-125 loss. I thought
it was there, though. It was there for the taking if you're the Nuggets. All right, got to have it type of game. You're up by 8. All you have to do is finish them off in the crunch time situations, and the Denver Nuggets could not do it yet again. That's concerning.
It is, and it's not just a one-off game. We know it speaks to a larger theme that's been happening since the very first game of the year, an overtime loss against the Golden State Warriors. And so many clutch losses. And now, there were some guys who played great. I thought Aaron Gordon, like, are you kidding me? This guy, man. The heartbeat of the Nuggets, man.
The ultimate warrior.
No doubt.
You need him. And we've always said that. Like, you're not winning a championship without Aaron Gordon. Then Aaron Gordon goes out there and puts on a performance like that.
The clutch nature of AG on Saturday night, like it felt like any time a big shot wound up in his hands, it was going in. And he ends up making 5 threes, going for 27 points. And Cam Johnson, I thought, was really good. Again, for a third straight game, Cam Johnson is stringing this together. He goes for 18 points on around 50% shooting, made 4 threes, and the best plus minus. So just the score when you're on the court. When Cam Johnson was on the court, the Nuggets won the game by 15 points. And so he continues to trend in the right direction. Tim Hardaway Jr., again.
Mr. Consistency. I mean, I love me some Tim Hardaway Jr.
How can you not?
Stars in his role, and he steps up when you need him to step up. He's going to be ready for those moments, those big-time moments. I mean, come on.
20 points off the bench, 4 threes. He's made the most three-pointers off the bench of anyone in the entire NBA. But then there's a couple things happening right now that I'm like, ugh. One of them's Christian Braun. Okay? Christian Braun playing over 30 minutes, 33 minutes, scoring 12 points, that's whatever, okay? It's the 0 of 2 from 3. It's the reluctant, bashful nature with the basketball in his hands to shoot it as someone who plays shooting guard. And he's shooting 28% on the year. And it's like, okay, if shots aren't going to go down, Christian, you just hope that he does all the little stuff. Like playing hard for Christian Braun, like that's like taking his next breath, right? This is just who he is. This is just how he's wired. Too often this year, Christian has failed to check boxes that you almost take for granted. And number one, I think of his defense. He just hasn't been the same defender. And they paid this guy $125 million to be that version of himself. And he really hasn't been throughout the entire year. And so your offense is way down. And you got paid in a year where you averaged over 15 points. They pick you over Payton Watson. Now you're down to 10 points a game. You're shooting 28% from 3. You're not seeing the defensive stalwart that the Nuggets signed up for. And there was a hustle play in the fourth quarter in the closing moments where it's a 50-50 ball, and Christian Braun lost out to 41-year-old LeBron James in a way that should never, ever happen. And it's just disappointing because in a game where you lose by 2 in overtime against a potential playoff matchup in a tiebreaker for the standings game, it's Christian Braun, who we love, is just this season has not been a very good one.
It hasn't been. But he better get his act together because we're going to need him. Or we think. Because somebody by the name of Payton Watson is coming back here soon. He's doing some 3-on-3 basketball, so like he's obviously almost ready to come back. If Christian Brown can't do the little things right, they're going to turn right back to Payton Watson, who was doing a great job both offensively and defensively. You're asking Christian Brown to do the basics, doing the things that got him to the league, and that's just play hard and play good defense. But he's not doing that at a high level. And then he doesn't have the confidence when it comes to the other side of the court offensively.
Right.
I mean, that's a fact. Every time he has an open shot to hit a three, he misses it. So something has to give. And if I'm David Adelman, I'm telling him, hey, CB, you need to step up. We need to see more out of you. If you're not on offensively, then you need to turn your eye in your direction towards just defense and doing a good job of sticking to these guys to help us out. Because right now it doesn't look like Christian Brown's helping us out at all. And Payton Watson's sitting there saying, hey, when I get my opportunity, I'm coming back and I'm solidifying myself as a starter. And I'm going to show the Denver Nuggets why they missed out on not signing me, because they should be signing me instead of Christian Brown. Now, we understand CB had right timing, was doing a good job last year. But as of right now, when we're looking at Christian Brown, it's like, who are you?
I know.
Who are you?
I know. And he needs to rediscover it. And I said this at the start of last season. Remember, he started last season slow, and I said that man needs to narrow his focus. Get back to why are you here? Why are you in the NBA? And at the base of Christian Brown's pyramid, his basketball pyramid, if you can look at, like, close your eyes and look at like the old food groups, the bottom of that pyramid holds everything else up. And at the bottom of Christian Brown's basketball pyramid, it is a relentless defender. It is someone who goes 100 miles per hour.
Athletic.
It doesn't need to be told to play as hard as you can. A plus athlete. And I'm not seeing the defensive prowess. I'm not seeing someone who plays 100 miles per hour anymore. I'm not seeing an explosive athlete. So it's like, it goes back to your question from 90 seconds ago. Who are you right now? And the guy that they chose not to sign back, he's the one now averaging 15 points a game. And obviously we haven't seen him in a month with the hamstring. He could be back as soon as tomorrow night, talking about Payton Watson. But it's like the way this fell, it's not ideal. And now you're talking about going into the playoffs. The Nuggets are 14 games away. And you think about the way that the Nuggets close a lot of games running the two-man game. Mm-hmm. And it's Jokic and Jamal, who unfortunately fouled out, right, to add to one of the worst games he's ever played. You do a two-man game, shooters in the corners, Aaron Gordon in a dunker spot.
Simple.
I do not trust Christian Brown at all to be closing games in the playoffs. And this is a $100 million core member of your team whose new contract hasn't even kicked in yet. And it's like, I'm telling you, if I were like J.J. Redick and we're playing the Denver Nuggets in the postseason, we're not even guarding Christian Brown. We're letting, and by the way, that revealed itself during the game where LeBron James is screaming on the bench, and I don't know who caught it, but Austin Reeves had a decision to make. Who am I going to close out on? Christian Brown, who the ball just found him, or you have Cam Johnson in the corner. And Austin Reeves sold out to defend Christian Brown. LeBron James was losing it on the bench. And the reason that he's losing it, I could just promise you, it's, you idiot, why are you closing out, hard closeout on the guy who's shooting 20% from three and letting the guy who's shooting 40% from three get a wide open corner three?
Doesn't make any sense.
Which is a shorter shot in the first place than an above the break three. And so that's how Christian Brown is being viewed right now. When it gets into the postseason and the game slows down, and Christian historically has thrived in transition, when those opportunities are more limited, and everything is run almost like football, where every single sequence is dialed up like its own, I don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried about the Christian Brown dynamic. Closing games, yes, but just in general, and his deficiency with shooting the basketball this year.
Well, and I'm worried about Christian Brown defensively because it's not just hurting Christian Brown. It's hurting somebody like Spencer Jones. You're making someone like Spencer Jones have to guard the best shooters at the most pivotal times in the game. SGA, at the end of that game, knocks a three on Spencer Jones. Luka knocks that shot Saturday night on Spencer Jones. Reeves knocks a shot in to take it into overtime when he gets his rebound back on Spencer Jones. So you have these situations where you have Spencer Jones guarding these guys when he's an undrafted free agent that just found his way on the court and finally got a deal done for himself. But you're telling him to guard these great shooters when it matters the most, when it should be Christian Brown. That's the issue right now, Z.
Yep, it's not ideal. It's not, and organizationally, we've been going back and forth on this topic for the last 5 months. It's like, if they could do it again, would they make that same decision? And that decision hasn't even started to kick in yet, right? Of extending Christian and not Payton Watson, which I would have done. I would have made the same decision that they made
at the time.
So yeah, it's not great, not great. And real quick, while we're here, and I'm going to get positive here in just a minute, okay? But Jonas Valanciunas,
yeah,
we keep on talking about this, and what do you think I'm going to say?
He is not guaranteed to play every single night in the postseason.
Which is what I said when he signed here.
Yes.
And look, I mentioned, hey, this guy has a chance to be the best backup of the Jokic era, but I'm not sure this guy's an every night player in the postseason. And that dynamic is starting to really, really reveal itself. And there's a lot of these nights, Phil, he's not playable. And 3 minutes against the Lakers, and which, by the way, in the 3 minutes that he played, the Nuggets lost by 8 points in 3 minutes. That's dramatic.
Yeah, that is.
Just 5 minutes against the Spurs. Just 6 minutes 1 week ago today against the Thunder. 2 minutes against the Knicks.
Then who is he going to be ready to play against? You get to the postseason, you're going to be playing the Spurs.
Yeah.
You're going to be playing the Thunder.
This is why I said what I said before the season ever started. I am not convinced that Jonas Valanciunas is a playoff player. I'm just not. And I said it's going to be matchup dependent. And a lot of these matchups, he's asked to come out on the perimeter, and he can't move, and he's not an aggressive player in the post.
Yeah.
He's fading away, and the next thing you look, he's in the game for 4 minutes, and you're down 9 points. That is going to get you beat in the postseason. So I think what you're going to see is a lot of what we saw a smidge of on Saturday night. It's Aaron Gordon once again playing the backup center, Spencer Jones playing the power forward in those non-Jokic minutes. So as more things change, the more they kind of stay the same in that one regard. And so, okay, here's the good news.
What's the good news, man? What is the good news?
The Nuggets, I think, are going to get Payton Watson back tomorrow night.
That's great news.
That is great news.
Defensive player, has been a breath of fresh air when it comes to shooting from the perimeter and actually scoring points and finishing at the rim.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, even creating some offense.
Creating, yes.
There's 14 games left in the season. That is just enough runway to get this entire ensemble together and on the same page and building rhythm and building connectivity. And wouldn't you know that the Nuggets, 10 of their final games of the year are in Denver? All right? Now, someone could say, well, they haven't been good in Denver. They need to figure it out here in Denver, or they're not going to win anything. Let's just start there. But 10 of the final 14 games of the year are at home, Phil. Los Angeles is about to begin a 6-game road trip, and 9 of the Lakers' remaining 15 games are away from Los Angeles. So these two teams who have been jockeying for position, despite the tough loss on Saturday night, one is going on a 6-game roadie. The other team doesn't have 6 road games left. They don't have 5 road games left, just 4. So, again, getting healthier, bunch of games at home, just enough runway. I think the Denver Nuggets are going to go on a run. 14 games left, 12-2.
Oh, you're calling your shot right now.
I am.
12-2.
12-2 to finish the season. Going into the postseason with incredible momentum, and I do believe that they find a way to get back up to the 3rd seed and take it from the Lakers. So I hope I'm right. I hope I'm not manufacturing this
12-2,
optimism.
You're like Sean Payton. You're calling that shot.
12-2.
And you've actually been spot on with a lot of your predictions when it comes to winning and losing. So you know what? 12-2, baby.
12-2. 12-2. And by the way, you play San Antonio and Oklahoma City to finish the season. I don't believe those two teams will have anything left to play for. So, okay, here we go. I hope they prove me right. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we're coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Woo! Nuggets, here we come. 12-2, baby.
12-2. Book it, Dano. 12-2.
Payton Watson coming back. Christian Brown turning things around. Cam Johnson, he's already turning things around. And by the way, before we move on, I thought it was big for Cam Johnson to knock down those free throws at the end of the game to kind of stabilize things. I thought they were going to win because of that. But Cam Johnson, throughout the game, did not go to the free throw line one time before he was sent to the free throw line. And he was able to knock down 2 of those shots when it mattered the most. So another thing for Cam Johnson, he's building the confidence. He's building back to like who we thought he was going to be at the start of the season, and we need him ready to go come postseason.
There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt. So, all right, the Nuggets journey continues tomorrow night, live in primetime, 8 o'clock, hosting Philadelphia 76ers on NBC and Peacock. You've got to win that game. Philly's banged up. That should be an auto dub. We'll see how it all plays out. Okay, shifting gears back to the Broncos, all right. Something unusual by NFL standards happened with this football team last year. And there is a scenario where it could happen again. All right, so last year, the Broncos' first-round pick didn't start. That is unusual, okay? First-round picks, they start.
That's why they're picked in the first round.
Could there be a scenario where the Broncos are going down that road again? When you look at the positional groups for the Denver Broncos, take away quarterback, right? We know if Bo's healthy, he's going to be the starter. But you look at a lot of the other positions, all right? Could a rookie start on the offensive line? If the Broncos wanted to draft the offensive line, like fortify the trenches,
yeah.
Is there a scenario, in your opinion, where a rookie starts on the offensive line?
No, there is no scenario when I close my eyes and say, okay, a rookie is coming in with this veteran offensive line and more, because you just signed, if you're the Denver Broncos, the Broncos just signed Palczewski, and think that this offensive lineman in the first round is going to start. It's a hard position anyway in the NFL for our O-line to go in there and just dominate or to start as a rookie, because you're communicating, you're going against fast people like Nick Bonito, and it's just the speed of the game is just different. And this Denver Broncos team, who has been lucky to have their unit when it comes to the offensive line together for multiple years, I want to say at least 3 years, they're still intact with a guy named Palczewski, who's this moving piece that can go from guard to tackle. If you draft the offensive lineman in the first round, you're drafting him to develop him under McGlinchey, under someone like Garrett Bowles. That man is not playing a down for the Denver Broncos in 2026 if you draft the offensive lineman.
Yep, I think I mostly agree. And I know we know this to be true, but I just want to say it out loud anyway. You're not drafting 5th. You're drafting 30th.
Yeah.
So it'd be one thing if you were like sitting on the clock there and like the massive mountain from Georgia, Monroe Freeling, 6'7", 315. Like maybe you draft him and trade one of your tackles or something like that. But that's not the position that the Broncos are going to be in. That's what happens when you're a really good football team. You pick close to last. So I agree with you. A rookie would not start on the offensive line. Would a rookie start over running back J.K. Dobbins?
So this one's interesting because, like me, I was undrafted and was able to go 4,000 yards. A first round drafted running back like Saquon Barkley went 4,000 yards as well. So you can have a running back come in and start right off the bat. The issue is you just gave J.K. Dobbins $20 million, not to sit there and cheer on R.J. Harvey in the first round draft pick. So I'm going to say no. Could it happen gradually as time goes on? For sure. Week 5, I end up starting over Royce Freeman because Royce gets hurt. I end up having some really, really good games. They say, hey, we're going to go with the hot hand because you're at the running back position, and everybody can still touch the football. In this case, I think they're going to go with, and their game plan is J.K. Dobbins, take a first-round running back for insurance and also to help develop him under someone like J.K. And then when J.K. Dobbins leaves that next year, they'll have this first-round draft pick in R.J. Harvey, who's going to star in his role in this third down back role.
Yeah, so I agree with you. The chances that a rookie running back is starting out of the gate over Dobbins, unlikely, even if he is the 30th pick. And maybe that could be a gradual overtaking of the room. We were just talking about that last week with Jamari Johnson overtaking Kenyon Sadiq at Oregon the longer that season went on. Okay, could a Broncos rookie, could Could a Broncos rookie picked at number 30 overall, could he be a starting wide receiver?
Definitely, Z. A first round starting rookie could start at wide receiver. And if the Denver Broncos decide to draft a receiver in the first round, my guessing is their thought process is this man's coming and starting over somebody, whether it's Troy Franklin, whether it's Pat Bryant. But there's been a lot of rumors going around about the Denver Broncos being interested in multiple receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So it tells you right there that they're not happy with that position. So if they end up drafting a receiver in the first round, they're drafting to replace. They're drafting because there's a guy that can be dynamic, a guy that can be explosive and extend that field and stretch the football field out, something that maybe they're not getting enough of Troy Franklin or Marvin Mims, so they said they got to go elsewhere. So, yes, Z, I look at this and say if they draft, the Denver Broncos, that is, drafts a receiver in the first round, it's because they want that first-round draft pick to replace whoever's the second string to Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, I agree with this as well. Okay, receiver picked at 30 would be starting, and I would think it would be Cortland Sutton, pick number 30, and Pat Bryant. That's who I believe the
You don't believe that.
The trio would be. I do. I promise you I do.
Over Troy Franklin.
Yes.
Who has over 700 yards, took a leap in the right direction, has that separation, right? Something that you can't coach and teach a speed. And at the slot receiver position, you got to have speed.
You know what you also can't teach?
What can't you teach?
Reliability. And Pat Bryant has it in spades. And I think that he's more firmly a part of the vision. Now, we'll see how it ages because Troy Franklin took a big step forward in year number 2.
And he was part of the vision with Sean when they drafted Bo.
Yeah. How about when the season was on the line? What was the approach from the Broncos offense in the first series?
They went with Pat Bryant until Pat Bryant was laying there hurt because he probably should have never went back in that game after having these head injuries.
Was that his head? Was that
his
head
injury?
injury?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, you know how that goes. It's like, dude, you got to sit out for a little while. You're dealing with your head. With that being said, Troy Franklin, all right, routes better than Pat Bryant right now. Pat Bryant more reliable in the third downs.
I don't know about that.
Troy Franklin got better routes. We're gonna see that. We're gonna see that during camp.
Yeah, we'll see.
You're gonna be like, damn, who is that out there?
Well, this is about what Sean obviously he likes both players.
Yeah.
He drafted both players. He moved up for one in the fourth round. He drafted one in the third round that no one saw coming. So we'll see how it ages. But the point of the conversation, yes, like we believe, regardless of the semantics, who would be the odd man out? The wide receiver picked at 30 in this fictitious scenario. That's not so fictitious. Because, by the way, we just learned from the Denver Post today that the Broncos had in Omar Cooper Jr., the wide receiver from Indiana, who he was in town on Friday for a pre-draft visit. We know that they were looking at Romeo Doubs, right? But they got priced out of that. This time last year, when they were going down the Stephon Diggs route, we've heard connections with A.J. Brown from Brian Baldinger of NFL Network. So they're putting their toe in these waters. So, I believe wide receiver is definitely in play, and if they drafted one at 30, he would start. So that's the first position where we stumbled upon and said, yeah, a wide receiver would start. And the impetus for this conversation, guys, if you're just joining us, last year's first-round pick didn't start. It didn't play a whole lot. And could that be a similar scenario depending on the position that gets drafted at 30? Could you see a rookie start on the edge for the Denver Broncos?
Ooh, on the edge? Heck no. All right, the edge is secured. You already have depth there, but you have Nick Bonito and Jonathan Cooper, who you already paid a lot of money for. You extended both of them. Then you got Jonah Ellis and also Tillman on the other side because he's coming back as a restricted free agent. They tendered him. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, even if you drafted this edge rusher in the first round, he's more of a developmental pick. Something like a Shadik would be. Kenyon Shadik, who we talked about, may end up being a first-round draft pick that you have to develop, and he'll grow over time. So if you do that, then someone like Jonah Ellis may end up getting traded. That's the only way that you're going to bring in a pass rusher. Other than that, I do not see the Denver Broncos drafting a pass rusher in the first round when you still need a receiver. You still need a couple other guys.
Yep. We continue this conversation looking at a potential rookie first-rounder who would have the most grooved path positionally to start for the Denver Broncos in a way that Jahdae Barron did not this past year. Could a rookie start on the interior defensive line, Mr. Phillip Lindsay?
So this one's a good one Because John Franklin Myers is out the door because he got the big-time bag again, there's a void that needs to be filled. And so with that being said, yes, if the Denver Broncos decide that they want to go and draft a defensive tackle in the first round, they're drafting because they have a vision for that man to play right away. And here's the thing. You're side-by-side with Zach Allen. You're not going to be taking all the reps. You can help out by taking on the blocks, doing the dirty work, clogging those holes, and Zach Allen can do the rest because he's getting paid a lot of money to get to the quarterback. So I can see a scenario where the Denver Broncos decide to go and pick up a defensive tackle in the first round, and that man's going to start right away.
Yep, it doesn't sound crazy to me. Right now, probably on paper, Malcolm Roach replacing John Franklin Myers. Maybe it's Ini Owazurike, who they've developed here for years, stood pat through his consequence gambling on football, all that. Maybe it's him with Malcolm Roach coming in rotationally and giving you everything he's got on X percentage of the snaps. But I agree. And I told you this months ago. I would be all in favor of the Denver Broncos going D tackle. I'm almost always all in favor of fortifying the trenches.
It's all about the trenches, baby.
Especially when your roster is as good as the Broncos currently is. To continue this conversation with us and join as a third voice, Mike Rice, Denver Sports Tonight. You're hosting tonight in here a little bit early. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're just going over this roster and looking at, based off Jahdae Barron being drafted and not playing, all right? Not playing a whole lot, certainly not starting in an unusual way. What position groups have the most grooved path for an incoming rookie to start? And I think it's sort of like game theorying out the roster, and it sort of tells a story in a lot of ways of just how good this roster still is, despite some of the belly aching from lack of free agents.
I think that's the biggest thing for me. It's like I almost have to bend it a little bit on almost every position, only because this is a verge of a Super Bowl type of roster and a quarterback injury away from being there. And so when you talk about a guy coming in and making a major impact with that kind of talent, and not only talent, but, and you guys were talking about it like with edge and some of the other positions, the depth that they have. I mean, it's not a complete stretch because there are talented guys in the first round for sure, but it's a little bit of a stretch, certainly depending on the position, because and at edge, I don't see that at all.
No, it's just a non-starter.
Right.
It's just a non-starter. Couple more here. Inside linebacker. Could a rookie start, do you think, Phil, at inside linebacker right out of the gate?
You usually don't want a rookie that's an inside linebacker starting right off the bat, because it's a position where it's not just about going out there and making plays. You have to be smart. You have to be ready. He's like the quarterback of the defense. He has that green dot, so he has to be able to relay that message. And so a rookie gets in there, he gets flooded. Like, okay, you're telling me they have to relay this message, make sure everybody is set up. This is what makes Alex Singleton so great for this team. He knows where everybody needs to be at all times, but also he can do his job at a high level, and that means getting tackles. That means shedding blocks or taking on a block. And so for inside linebackers that's just coming into the game and introduced to the NFL, you don't want him to have to play right off the bat. So I would say no, because you signed Justin Sternad, you signed Alex Singleton, the guy that you'll be drafting first 30th overall would be a guy that, if he's inside linebacker, would be sitting behind Justin Sternad and Alex Singleton, and at times being put in the game with different packages.
Sure.
But you don't want that guy to be your captain, your leader, the guy that's relaying the message when he's still trying to figure out who he is as an NFL player.
Here was George Payton last month on if there's inside linebackers in this class that are capable of playing right now.
I think so. I think this is a pretty good linebacker class. I mean, it is a tough position for a rookie to come in and play right away, especially with some of the things we do. But I do like the depth of this class. I do. And so we'll see it. Again, it's early in the process. We interviewed those guys last night. It was a sharp group, definitely.
Mike Rice, what do you think when it comes to a inside linebacker? We've seen someone like C.J. Allen from Georgia mocked to the Denver Broncos. The path to start for you would be what?
Difficult, to say the least. And for all the reasons that Phil articulated, first off, you just signed two guys. You spent, $33 million on Singleton and Sternad. They're not going to sit. And they have the experience to call everything. I don't see it. And I think I was thinking about this as I was listening to you guys before coming on with you. I think that's why we haven't seen the Broncos make a lot of moves, because it's going to be hard for young players to fit in. And then when you talk about free agents and all that, it's like, are we really better with that guy compared to the guys that we have? Certainly there's healthy debate, and we'll continue to have it, but I don't see an inside linebacker coming in and being the guy right after the draft.
No, and you mentioned the draft, and this is what we're talking about. 9 draft picks. Most since 2021.
It's a lot of draft
You think
picks.
they'll make 9?
No.
I don't either.
I don't.
You think they're going to trade up a little bit?
I think they'll do something.
Me too. Me too.
I really do. I mean, all the signs are there. I know you guys have been talking about it. The guys in the morning have talked about it. There's just got to be patient. I keep telling myself, be patient, be patient. You got to let things play out. And for fans like us, talking about it, following it, man, it's hard. But no, I don't think they're going to make 9 picks.
No, I don't either. This is going to be, I said this a month or two ago. It's going to be a hard football team to make. Period.
Which is great, though. I mean, we talk about all the time. Pressure creates a diamond or it's going to bust a pipe. And so now some of these guys are fringe players. They have to step up and do their part. They have to compete. Or you have to make plays. Or somebody like Troy Franklin, he has to make the plays so that he can say, you know what? Hey, I do deserve to be a starting receiver. I do deserve to have more opportunities. Pat Bryant's another one. Although you're drafted in the 3rd round does not mean you're going to be a starter on game days. So, yes, this is going to be a tough team to be a starter for, but also it's helping building this chemistry. It's helped building the depth that you need to be able to go and withstand a 17-game season and more once you get to the playoffs.
All right, Mike Rice in for ZB. Hey, I just got to say this because, he's gone now.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to go do his lacrosse game at DU. It's kind of like those spring training guys, you get your 2 or 3 innings in. It's like I'm on the golf course. There goes, hey, see you, Zach. We'll bring it home for Zach. We've got Denver Sports tonight with Dante after that. Let's go to another position, though.
Yeah.
Because we talk linebacker, you talk wide receiver, cornerback, PS2, Riley Moss, Chris Abrams-Drain. You got some depth there.
Yeah, Jahdae Barron being another one. I mean, you don't draft a cornerback in the 1st round last year just for him to be a nickel all of his life.
That's right.
So, yeah, you know what, Mike? No, I don't think that if you draft another cornerback in the 1st round that he's coming to start, because Jahdae Barron was drafted not 30th overall, but it was in the 20s.
Is it 20th?
20th overall, and that man did not start. He's still a question to be a starter this year because you had Jaquan McMillan coming back.
That's right.
On top of that, Riley Moss. Riley Boss, they like to call him sometimes. He's still on the outside. So, Mike, no, if the Denver Broncos draft a cornerback in the 1st round, he's going to be sitting behind Jahdae Barron, Jaquan McMillan, and Riley Moss.
I would go so far not only to agree with you, Phil, but to say if the Broncos draft a defensive player in the 1st round, cornerback would be the least likely position because they have depth there. They're stocked there. They've got a guy in Barron that they don't know exactly what they have yet who can't crack that top couple of guys yet. And so even if there's a crystal at corner, there's going to be a crystal at another position if they want to go defense there. So, again, this is the depth. This is a borderline Super Bowl roster.
But you know what? You also said something earlier about, we need to be patient. There could be a situation where they draft a cornerback to replace someone like Riley Moss.
Could be.
Who you say, we're going to package him in with a couple draft picks. Riley, thank you for your services as an NFL player because we know you're not in the military. And we're going to go a different direction with someone like Jahdae Barron being the outside and Jaquan McMillan, who we got for cheap. He's on a 1-year, $5 million deal because of that tender. So there may be something up the Denver Broncos sleeves here soon where, they could go out there and draft a cornerback. But in this scenario, all right, with everybody staying pat, you are not drafting a cornerback that's going to start right away.
No, and George Payton, in talking about, where does Jahdae Barron fit in, I think it was during the Combine, says, look, that's a nice problem to have. How do we get this guy reps? What happens with the log jam or the mini log jam there? I don't see it. Let's go to another position. Could a 1st-round rookie start at safety?
This is an interesting one, man. This is an interesting one, Mike, because you have someone like Brandon Jones who's on contract this year. But if you cut him, I think you're going to get back at least $7 million.
6 or 7, I think.
So, that's something that you need to keep an eye on. But let's just say that they decide they want to keep Brandon Jones and Hufanga together, which were a great tandem, right? A great duo when healthy. I don't see a safety coming in, although there's a bunch of mock drafts that have a safety coming to the Denver Broncos. You have him coming in here to sit behind Brennan Jones and Hufanga and Brew for that year. And then when Brennan Jones' contract's up after this year, he's just an easy one that you can slide up in that position and say, hey, go to work. So, again, I do not see a safety coming in here and starting right off the bat, especially with Brennan Jones and Hufanga being healthy.
I think you're spot on, Phil. I mean, the Jones cap hit is a little over 9.
Okay.
So there's an economic factor there if they decide to part ways. The salary's right around 7. But I thought it took some time when Jones got hurt for that group back there to sort of readjust and recalibrate. And I don't know that it was ever quite the same without him. I mean, he's your starter.
Yes.
You sort of figure that. I think it's difficult to expect. There's a lot of assignments that safeties have. And to expect a rookie to come in and command that from week 1, man, that's got to be a special player. Even the back end of the first round, maybe they move up a couple spots, Phil. I don't see it. I don't see it on VJ's defense.
Well, this is it. This is, to me, in my eyes, Mike, this is championship or bust type of year. And if that's the case, this is why you're bringing everybody back. You're comfortable with them. They know the plays. You know that they can make those plays. Another year together with the chemistry. This is what it's all about. This is why I sit and look, and I know everybody's panicking about, man, why haven't we done anything during free agency? Well, they have. And a lot of times, in a lot of the situations that have been going on, they extended all their players that they wanted already.
They're core guys.
They're core guys.
Yep.
So the free agency anyway was going to be for them to get these depth pieces. Well, the depth pieces come now, where you don't have to pay a bunch of money for them. And I told Z this, and I tell everybody, free agency doesn't stop. It doesn't stop until the first game of the year. So we may not hear about something right now. It may be 2 weeks from now where you might hear about how the Denver Broncos are bringing in that safety or bringing in a cornerback free agency-wise if they decide to go down that road.
Right. And just think for a minute if P.J. Locke were a guy out there on somebody else's on another NFL team and the Broncos sign him as a depth safety, kind of like what the Cowboys did. I don't know that unless you're really in the weeds, you're going to get super excited about that kind of player. No disrespect to PJ. He's a depth piece and a quality depth piece. And those are the kind of guys the Broncos are looking at. But, Phil, I've got to ask, because from the perspective of the former players, what do they talk about during this time? Do the core guys, I'm talking about Bo, Court.
The guys that don't have to worry about somebody coming in the draft or free agency and taking their spot.
Are they not looking around, realistically, I'm being serious, are they not looking around saying, I know we got our guys, I love our crew, but isn't there a piece or two we could supplement? I mean, that guys talk that way, don't they?
They definitely talk, but I think that you're looking at a team that's close. All right, you hear about this team being more of a college type of feel to it in the locker room of they're close with each other, they're having fun, they have each other's back, and they're comfortable. And I think they look at this as, okay, everybody is on the right track. Everybody gets along with each other. We were one game away from the Super Bowl, so let's run this back. And as a player, you're not looking at, man, why aren't we going and getting him? You're like, okay, we were one game away with this group. Let's stick together. Let's try to find a way to stay healthy. And we're talking about JK and Bo. And all of a sudden you look up, we're in the Super Bowl. But the question becomes, can one of these young guys that we're going to draft, can they come in and help out? Now, it's different for players because you look at a young guy and you're like, I'm not looking at this young guy to come in and make a major impact because he needs to earn his keep, right? Earn his right here. But you're also looking at it as like, we do need help. And we have 9 draft picks. And at least 1 or 2 of these have to hit for us to get over the top. For whether it's a starter or a depth piece, they're going to have to come to play. They're going to have to come in at some crucial moments to help us win these games.
The Broncos may make some moves. There have been some moves made around the NFL in the AFC West. That's next.
Names that rhyme, takes that hit different. Shapiro and Piro is happy hour sports talk built for the modern fan. Local stories, hidden gems, and the mustache monologues you never knew you needed. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan YouTube channel. Subscribe now at Denver Sports 1043 and get in on the action. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about a phrase that makes you uncomfortable. It's erectile dysfunction. But what's far more uncomfortable than hearing the phrase ED is actually living with ED. The strain it can cause on a relationship, the frustration, all right? The distance between you and your partner. Sometimes your partner begins to blame themselves. Do not let that happen, guys. ED is a medical condition. And like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic with success rates well over 90%. All right? So schedule an appointment. The initial visit is just $99. It includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. Guys, it's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. All right? ED is almost a choice these days. So call Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
You know what I could really go for right now? Literally anything that comes in a McDonald's carton, wrapper, or bag. Or a McDonald's cup. Yes, any of those items should do it.
And if you could go for a deal, now get free medium fries with the purchase of any hot, juicy Quarter Pounder with cheese or new Big Arch. Just what your cravings ordered. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040. Hey guys, it's Mark Schlereth. I just made one of the best decisions of my life. I got rid of my glasses. I went to Cutarelli Vision and had refractive lens exchange, RLE. I wore glasses for distance vision, but I got to that inevitable point in life where I was always needing those reading glasses just to do about anything, and half the time I couldn't find them. Seeing menus, texting, reading my computer, or studying film, it was a struggle, but now I see the world perfectly near and far without any glasses thanks to Cutarelli Vision RLE, the perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top. You'll never develop a cataract. Dr. Cutarelli is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. You can trust him to know if it's the right time for you and RLE. Schedule your free Zoom consultation at coloradorle.com. Cutarelli Vision, RLE, no readers, glasses, or contacts, or cataracts. coloradorle.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/groundadvantage to learn more.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
SodaWeightLoss.com is state of the art, and SodaWeightLoss.com helped me lose 60 pounds a few years ago, and I've never gained the weight back. Why? I know how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat. I had a real nutritionist there to help me along the way through my journey. I joined Soda for a short time to have results that last a lifetime. Call them up, 1-866-800-SODA. You want to lose that weight? 1-866-800-SODA. Online at SodaWeightLoss.com. They are there for you like they were there for me. It's SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is state of the art.
Denver Sports Snapshot.
Tonight on 104.3 HD3, DU Lacrosse faces Syracuse with pregame starting at 5:30.
Presented by Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Along with Phil Lindsay, Mike Ryson for Zach By, closing out The Drive. What day is it, Phil? It's Monday, right?
Monday.
Monday it is. We were talking last segment about the moves the Broncos might make and the idea of patience with 9 draft picks.
Mike, it's hard for people to be patient.
Isn't it, though?
It's hard for me to be patient.
I agree.
You know, a father of 2, and I got some babies. I try to be as patient as possible, and they still piss me off, Mike. I don't know what I need to do, man.
And I can tell you from experience, it doesn't change when they're teenagers.
Oh, there we go.
we got one over here. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. What are the chances the Broncos make some kind of move? I'm not even saying in the next week or two, but we could look at that time frame in the lead up to the draft, or as the draft is going on and the first round has started and maybe the Broncos see a guy. What does your gut tell you?
My gut is telling me that winter is coming, right? That there's a storm coming, and the winter's coming from Game of Thrones. You know, Mike, if you ever...
Yeah.
There's something up the Denver Broncos sleeve. There's something that they want to do. There's no reason for them to go out there and restructure these contracts like Jonathan Cooper and Ben Powers. They've restructured some of the contracts, and I can tell you this, there's a couple more that may end up getting restructured as well. I know they want a couple more restructured. And so you're doing that.
Candidates?
I can't talk right now.
All right.
But there are some candidates out there that they want to
Sure.
get them done.
And every team wants to do that.
Exactly. You're trying to make space for whether it's the draft and these draft picks, or because you want another guy to add to your team. You want another guy that maybe have a hefty price on him. So you're doing that to move some money around. So I believe that there's something that's getting ready to go down, whether it's in the draft, after the draft, before the draft, with trading a player or trading for a player. And maybe it's a player for a player and some draft picks. Maybe it's just draft picks. But you have 9 draft picks, and not all 9 are going to hit. So you hope to have maybe 2 or 3 of them out of the 9 that can come and play this year in not just like starting positions, but like depth pieces that are going to have to play because it's a 17-game season.
You have been staunchly in favor of acquiring A.J. Brown.
Yeah. I have.
Have you moved off that at all?
No. I like the more the merrier. All right, if you can have 2 number 1 receivers. Now, in my head, it's like you're going to get A.J. Brown and Courtland Sutton. Who's to say that Courtland Sutton's not part of the trade if they do trade for A.J. Brown? Because those are 2 receivers on the same team making a lot of money. But what my thought process was is you can have A.J. Brown and Courtland Sutton. They're going to free up each other. Two explosive weapons, big body weapons that have been there, done that. A.J. Brown being one that has won a Super Bowl, and he's going to acquire more attention. So now you take attention off of Court. Now you take attention off of Evan Ingram, Troy Franklin. Like, there's just more weapons. We need more weapons offensively, right, Mike?
I think we do. I think they have to get better offensively. I still can't, I'm not quite all the way there with A.J. Brown.
Well, why not?
It's the character piece, because I think that matters, and I think it matters in this room. And it's not just what I think about that. It's what the Broncos' actions have spoken to, which is bring our guys back. We believe in the culture we've built, and those guys have been vital to that culture. And so the one area that I take some solace in or consolation, if they bring a guy like A.J. Brown in, could the culture and guys like Bo and some of the other strong leaders kind of keep him in line, much like Tom Brady used to do? You hear all the stories of Brady back in the day saying, you come here, you got problems, you're fitting in or you're gone.
But you don't think Bo is the type of guy like that?
I do.
Okay.
And that's why I'm saying, that's where I say, okay, I'm open to it. I'm not sure I love the talent. That's the thing. And I keep coming back to that.
But football is all about the talent. Like, we're not going to see the off-the-field issues or the locker room issues. That's their problem.
But Phil, just to jump in.
No, go ahead.
It affects, I mean, you can speak this. When you have a bad apple in the locker room, it can affect what happens on the field, right?
But tell me this, right? What's considered a bad apple? When you look at A.J. Brown, what about him in that locker room has affected the team?
Okay, is reading a book on the sideline.
He's educating himself. he's like, we look down upon people. We look down upon people that want to read.
Oh man, I'm not. I can't touch it. I can't touch it.
I'm just saying, Michael.
You're not just saying. Come on now. Yeah, I'm the new guy. I'm filling in for. I'm doing you guys a favor. Come on, man.
Mike, I didn't know that you were a guy that does not like people that read. Wow.
Oh man, yeah. I was an English major too. I did my share.
Mike, we about 89. All you did was read.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so. Around the NFL, we are seeing the Chiefs revamp with Kenneth Walker. And now Justin Fields goes to KC. So every team except the Broncos is making a move. Every other team. They're the only team that hasn't brought in an outside player. Okay. Is because of that, in Broncos country, do you think we're more sensitive to every move that, say, the Chiefs are making or other teams are making?
I believe so. I believe that you're looking around and you're like, okay, well, this team has been fed. This team has been fed. But then what about us? Why aren't we making these moves? Why don't we make that splash? Not knowing and understanding that, guys, they've already made splashes throughout the season with extending so many players that actually are worth over $400 million if you add them all up. They did that for a reason. They did that because they didn't want to go out there and be aggressive like they were last year in free agency or the year before that.
Okay, I get that. But that's like telling Phil, hey, man, you haven't played with this toy in the closet for like 8 months?
Yeah.
Hey, this is a new toy. And he's going, no, it isn't, Dad. I want a new toy.
Well,
I mean, at some point, I think there's truth to that analogy. As fans, we want to see our team plug a hole or holes that we believe exist.
Now, do you believe that, though, Mike?
Do I? I think in some areas, yes. I'm not at all surprised, for instance, that they haven't signed a veteran tight end. I think they believe that Evan Engram has more to give.
Yeah.
And I think with the change to Davis Webb, I think there's going to be a concerted effort to get Engram the ball in places that he didn't get the ball on any kind of regular basis down the field is what I'm referring to.
With you.
And it's not like they didn't try. There were some throws down the field to Engram that Bo just didn't make. I'm not putting it all on Bo.
No, this is a collective effort. It's Evan Engram. And the one thing I said before I didn't like about Evan Ingram's end-of-season press conference is there was no accountability on him. Like, he didn't go and say, hey, I need to be better. It was more of like, it's the coach's problem. Like, like they didn't get me more involved. That's kind of what I got out of it. I felt out of that end of season presser where it's like he could have said and took initiative of like, look, I got to be better. I dropped too many balls. All right, I need to be better in the in blocking, right?
Yeah.
The blocking game.
So I that didn't surprise me. Clearly they made the decision at running back, because that's another huge position of need, that J.K. Dobbins is the guy that they wanted. And whether it be for money, as you guys were talking about Luka Evans' piece in the Denver Post, and perhaps some sort of either self-imposed budget or order of a budget,
some type of budget
for that position. And they said, look, We know what we're going to get with JK. My guess is, you tell me what you think, they looked at the nature of the injury and said it was an illegal tackle, something of a freak injury. I'm not trying to excuse it. I'm trying to explain what I think they're thinking.
No, for sure. I
right?
mean, and look, everybody likes who they like. And maybe George and Sean looked at JK and said, yes, when you are healthy, you are a top 5 running back. With the help of Bo Lowry, you could be a top 5 running back, and that's the guy that takes care of all the injured players and keeping them healthy on top of just the training staff as a whole. They've done a phenomenal job of that. And so I think that they're talking themselves into, like, we can budget by giving JK this amount of money, and we don't have to go over it and overspend for someone like Travis Etienne, which I believe it's like, dude, if you believe Travis Etienne can help be this dynamic weapon you're looking for, then you go and pay that man the additional $3 million. He wants 13. You're giving JK 10.
They've got money. They've got picks. I think something's coming. It's just a matter of what.
Something's brewing.
And when. Shifting gears to hockey. Are things getting a little tight under the collar for the team in town? That's next.
Want real Broncos talk? Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue today. The most passionate, intelligent, and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and third-party insurers.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird's Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Buy one window and get one 50% off through March 31st. And mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit GoBluebirdCO.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
When the Nuggets are knocking down threes, you score too. If Denver hits 15 or more three-pointers, you score a free 28-ounce Gatorade Lower Sugar the very next day at your friendly King Soopers. Gatorade Lower Sugar is scientifically formulated with Gatorade's #1 proven electrolyte blend and has 75% less sugar than Gatorade Thirst Quencher and no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. Big shots deserve next-level hydration. Only at King Soopers.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health.
Score big. Save up to 50% off on select premium equipment. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins.
Xfinity tech support. I can't get Jurassic Park back online without... But no worries. Our Wi-Fi boosted mobile keeps you connected in all kinds of places.
Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
When you want a new car, you want it now. That's why AutoNation moves at the speed of savings. Right now, put your tax refund to work at AutoNation. Even drive with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. No speed bumps, no detours, just great prices on new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Save on thousands of vehicles with 0 down plus 0 payments till June. Act fast, save now at your nearest AutoNation store. 60-month max term financing on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. See store for details. Expires 3/31/26.
Want to start testosterone therapy? Don't settle for one-size-fits-all doses from your doctor or pay hundreds out of pocket at TRT franchises. At Low T Center, you can get insurance-covered TRT customized to your body for maximum effectiveness and safety. Low T Center has served over 500,000 patients since 2009 and continues to lead the industry in TRT. This month, enjoy free men's T-test and discounted peptides while supplies last. Head to lowtcenter.com and sign up for a free T-test today. That's lowtcenter.com.
When you've been serving Colorado as long as I have, you see a lot of new law firms come and go. Many of them aren't even from here. They don't know Colorado law the way we do. I'm Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. For 47 years, we've been fighting and winning for Coloradans. This is our home. We care about our community, and we care about the safety of every resident who lives here. So if you've been injured and need real Colorado experience on your side, call the Wilhite Law Firm, 303-GOOD-LAW. The Wilhite Law Firm. Experience you can trust, results you can count on.
Thinking about upgrading your home's HVAC? Then Day and Night Mechanical Solutions of Denver can help and save you money. You may qualify for up to $20,000 in rebates through the Colorado HERE program and Excel Energy for energy-efficient heat pump systems. Day and Night Mechanical has the inside track on this program and will guide you through every step. Upgrade your HVAC and save big bucks. Visit dnmech.com. Act now while the offer lasts. Day and Night Mechanical Solutions. They fix it right, day and night.
It's The Drive.
Yeah, I don't want to watch everybody else grow and teach them. I'm just going to go do my own thing.
All right. It wasn't that long ago when the Avs had a double-digit points lead in their division. I mean, forget about President's Cup and all that. And now the Avs have 97 points, and the Dallas Stars are lurking with 94. The Avs fall Saturday night against Winnipeg on the road, 3-1, and the Stars have won 4 straight. Is the concernometer popping into the red at all?
You know, a little bit. And now that you're bringing it up, you know, yes, we beat the Dallas Stars, but it was in a shootout. Like, they're right on our tails.
They are.
If we keep messing up certain games where there was no reason for the Avs to get beat by the Jets, Winnipeg, that is. All right, it was just a bad game, and it happens. But now you look at it, and it's like it was more important than you think because you have Dallas right on your butt. And if you slip up and they're on this win streak, Dallas that is, and the Avs slip up again, now what? What happens? You're in a battle, and you don't want to be there. You want to be able to have that opportunity to have – who would they play as of right now? Seattle. They would play someone like Seattle, which as long as the Avs have a professional approach to it, they're going to win that 7-game series, and it's not going to take them 7 games to win it. So it's a bit concerning, but I think that the Avs are going to pull away here soon because they know. We're talking about it, so obviously they know what they need to do to finish this up. Whether it's Blackwood or Wedgie between the pipes, something has to get going with them.
2 other factors. The Avs do have a game in hand. So they have 17 games left. The Stars have 16 games left. So that's a bonus for Colorado. And the other side of it is I think both of these teams are seasoned enough. The one thing I look at with Dallas and go, ooh, not only are they talented, they're doing this without Mikko right now, who's on the shelf. Now, when he comes back, Will it take a period of time to get acclimated? I don't know. I still think the number one issue, the number one concern for the Avs is who's going to emerge as the goalie, the guy between the pipes. Wedgie's playing that way and has been for a while right now. I think they like Blackwood a lot and feel some sort of commitment to him, whether it be the contract, the trade, whatever.
Well, Mike,
and yet Wedgwood's a guy who's been earning it.
Well,
Phil.
that's what I'm going to ask you right here. If it's between Wedgie or Blackwood, and you got the postseason starting tomorrow, who are you starting?
I got to go Wedgwood. I have to. He's been the better goalie. Now, the question is, can he do it in a scenario that he really has never had the opportunity to do it? I mean, this is the most playing time he's had. And I think that's a fair question, but I think at some point you just got to go body of work, right? And say, who's been the better guy to this point? And Blackwood to start the season had the injury issues, so I think that slowed him down for sure. But none of that matters once the playoffs start. And we're not there yet, but we're getting closer.
You know what? I went back and forth on this, and at first I said Blackwood because of the contract. But then you have to think, they extended Wedgwood as well. They extended Wedgwood because they say, hey, you can do this job at a high level. And it took some time, but once Wedgie got in between the pipes for consistent games and nights, he was able to take advantage of those opportunities. I'm with you. If we're starting a goalie and, the postseason tomorrow, you have to start the goalie, I'm going with Wedgie. And I think that if you ask the players behind closed doors, they would say the exact same thing because Wedgwood has stood on his head more times than not, and Wedgwood has actually been more productive in between the pipes than Blackwood.
Hey, I've got great respect for the Stars. Not too much, but enough because they're a solid team. Seriously, they're obviously really good. But you know what? I'm not going to undersell this Avs team. I mean, come on. They loaded up again at the trade deadline. They've got the pieces. They've got the experience. Yep. They've got the world-class talent and all of that, Phil. I'm not ready to jump ship just because things are getting tighter. Look, if you think the Avs are going to run away and win the division by 15, 20 points with teams like Dallas and Minnesota, no, that's just not realistic to me.
No, and you know what? You don't want it like that. You want to be able to know that somebody's behind you because it's going to force you to be more productive. But also we have to think that Lecky hasn't been playing, that Gabe hasn't been there. Or LOC, he's been another one that's been absent for the year. When does he come back? If we can get these guys back at the right time, we all know it's going to be hard to beat the Avs. That's why it's cup or bust. It's a cup or bust type of year this year.
A lot of championship or bust seasons for some of these teams. Man.
Yeah. But nothing like them damn Colorado Avalanche.
That's
they
right.
have it all.
Hey, been a lot of fun. Thanks, Phil.
Mike, man, this is the first time working with you, man. It was fun, and one of these days we're going to have to do it again since Zach wants to continue to abandon me.
Yeah, well, I'll let you guys argue that. For Phil Lindsay, for Zach By, Mike Rice, Denver Sports Tonight is next.
Stream Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Dover and Cecil, The Drive, and all your favorite shows on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app. Powered by Advanced Tax Solutions. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Let's talk about your hair. If you're losing it and desire it back, then do what I did and go see Dr. Tanya Pauls at Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can personally attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but close to it. They put hair where you need it the most, and bam, it grows. It's actually science. Advanced Hair has it all. Top-rated Dr. Tanya Pauls, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins regrowing the very next day. Advanced Hair even guarantees it to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation today. Call 720-459-HAIR and you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. That's 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver, and they've changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. Become inspired with the before and afters at advancedhair.com. That's advancedhair.com.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors, finished basements, windows, and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Dunright. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040, the husband and wife law firm where you don't get
passed around to a law clerk or some call center overseas. You always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW-4040.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Have you looked at your credit card statement lately? You're working 40, 50 hours a week just to buy groceries and gas, things you used to be able to afford. And the credit card companies are charging you over 20% interest for the privilege. Think about that. Over 20%. It's designed to keep you underwater. American Financing is doing something they hate. They're actually helping people. They have mortgage rates in the 5. They're showing homeowners how to take their hard-earned equity to wipe out that high-interest debt. The average savings is $800 a month. So talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. No upfront fees, no obligation to see how much you can save. And if you start today, you could delay 2 mortgage payments. Give American Financing a call. America's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196 for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Thinking about a custom build, planning a remodel, or adding an ADU for extra space or rental income? Able Builders specializes in custom homes, full remodels, additions, and accessory dwelling units, all built with expert craftsmanship and clear communication from start to finish. No shortcuts, no surprises, just quality work done right. When it's time to invest in your home and build something that truly fits your life,
bring Able to the table.
Call 303-590-5600.
If you're in love, you need to head to Williams Jewelers for Bridal Fest.
Come shop all our top bridal designers, including Gabriel & Company, A. Jaffe, and Takori. Over 2,000 of the latest engagement ring styles and wedding bands from Lashbrook.
Along with our best direct from the cutter diamond prices of the season, listen to this. 3/4 carat diamonds from just $26.95.
Gorgeous 1 carats from just $39.95.
And natural 2 carat diamonds from an amazing $13,995.
Guys, during Bridal Fest, qualified buyers can get 12 months financing interest-free.
Plus, when you spend $5,000 or more during Bridal Fest, you'll receive a Yeti cooler as our gift.
So, join us for Williams Jewelers Bridal Fest, March 17th through Saturday, March 21st at Williams Jewelers of Cherry Creek.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use, so the weather never takes you by surprise. Download the free WeatherBug app today.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Welcome to Denver Sports Tonight, taking a look at the biggest stories in Denver sports. From your online home for the best opinions and information on the Broncos, Nuggets, Avalanche, Rockies, and more, DenverSports.com.